right, guys, welcome back to the Imaxit football channel. I'm your host, JD. If you're new, please do smash that like button, share, and also subscribe. And if you're an avid member of the channel, keep on doing that great work. So today we are going to be here to break down Hallgrimsson's first press conference and also do our Reggae Boyz abroad and even cracked in a few other invitational things that we had planned for you guys. So as soon as I come in, make sure to drop your comments right there and we can start to chop it up. After 30 minutes, we will open the phone line and also we will let people on the panel after 100 likes. So as soon as I come in, just get the likes up so we can get other personnels in the conversation. As you know, this is the evening crack because Jamaica seems to always have things popping up for you guys. And you know, we are here because you guys requested us to be here. So thanks yet again, guys, for the continuous support. All right, make sure to subscribe because we are trying to aim to 2,000 subscription on this new channel. So make sure to do this for us if you're on the old Imaxit football. All right, so make us great yet again. All right, anyways, let me make sure to big up all the personnels in the house from very early. All right, we are seeing Kevin Jones, big up yourself. Thanks for that. Tyrone in the house, Blue Art in the house, Dwayne Thomas in the house. Massive respect. Thanks, my brother Mark Alon in the house, Peter Way in the house, Carl Linton Clark. Massive respect. All right. This morning we did a very much informative show, and I can tell you that the coach made a boss move today, which I definitely love. But I know you guys might ask question, who came up with this idea? Because from what we have heard, that Blake is reinstated back into the team, and that came out of the boss his mouth. So what say you from that, guys? Is that a bad thing or that is a good thing? Let me know, guys, from your perspective. All right, because remember, I've said something on the show countless times. When I said they dealt with this situation bad, I've used two previous situations to show that maybe sometimes the communication issue cause our problems and create long-standing feud. So the boss, the coach has to go there and make a difference by literally saying, listen to me, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm not going to do. And he looks like he pulled off one of those moves. All right, so are you guys happy? Because a lot of people said they didn't want Blake in the team, but the way he did it, are you guys pleased with that? Because if he came out and said, all right, listen to me, this is the guy that I want in the team, and it's a new beginning, so everyone gets a new shot towards the thing. So I'm going to go out and make sure I can check everyone and see how they do perform. But at that point, what say you guys? You're going to start pre the JFF then? Let me know. I need to hear from you guys before we get into this conversation, because this is definitely a good move in my eyes, and I think that should bring some of the ardent fans on the table to say that, listen to me, this guy looks like he's not taking any talk from the JFF. Or is it a planned thing? Because remember, I've said the same thing. What they need to do, I proposed it to them yesterday. So I don't know if it's a planned thing. If I never had said anything, maybe I would believe it a little bit more. I don't know. Let me know. Let me know. All right, let me get this. Okay, a lot of people here already. Damn. For being full, massive respect. Thanks for being here. Roy Richards, how you doing? How you doing? All right, Laymore Henry. Big up yourself. JD, smile and yeah. No. We're just having a conversation because I love the fact that someone do things that we knew that it was very much of the best interest for the team. Like that was the best thing you could have actually done to make a stamp. You make your name. All right. Yes. Mark Alon, JD, I'm proud of you. How are you proud of me? I never did anything. I just proposed something, and I don't know if he took that, because look, if we take it in that realm to say that it was a JFF told him to do something like that, that simply means he's not a man of his own. I want to say that he came out of his own and did something like that. All right. I want, because the way it happened, according to the second information, it's like he came out and did it himself. So I want to say that I'm going to until I can be proven wrong, I'm going to say he was the one did so. I know a lot of people might want to come out from the next side to say no, it was the JFF told him to do it because you want to prolong that conversation. All right, but I do believe that he did it off his own. Maybe he was watching the Imaxit and we are having conversation, because obviously the first thing when you're going to do if you're coming along, you're going to try and get acquainted towards the conversation. So you're going to try and go on the internet and click to Jamaica Reggae Boyz, and maybe you pop up on Imaxit, and we are given that instruction. I think that's the best way to settle things. So we have to ask the natural question: where do we go from here? Because remember, we heard that they're going to start a coup and all sort of things. So him coming back in the team and nothing happens. What that says about the coup? Is it that they just changed their minds completely, or if it is it was it not true in the first place? Let me know, guys. All right, guys. As I said, as you come in, man, smash the like button, share, and definitely subscribe so we can have that conversation. All right. 95 Gaming, thanks for being here. All right, massive respect. Dwayne Thomas said that's a good thing. All right, it's a good move. All right. Carlington, we need Blake. All right. Triple E said yes. JD, looking forward to hear how was the press conference. I was not in there directly. I'm just getting second-hand information, but gotten it confirmed more than once. All right. Yes. He seems like a no nonsense coach. All right. And this is the next one we have to ask. If it stays the exact way and he did it off his own, and JFF literally installed this thing, because clearly JFF told her that they're the one removed him, all right, and he reinstated him back, what that says for you? You think that's going to cause problems, or you think JFF will finally come on the side of maturity and reason out things with logic? Like, if the coach says that and you know it's a problematic situation, you will trust in the coach to say, all right, let me take it from here. The coach, he has the ability to say, all right, then let me take it from here. No, the JFF has the ability to say, all right, then he's a big man. We have appointed him. Let him take everything in his own stride. All right. So let me know. Let me know, guys. All right, Linkman is here. Javan Wilson, thanks very much for that. I'm going to share the video. I haven't even shared the video, and we have a good amount of people here already. Thanks very much, JD. It's just simple. Show that the coach is in charge. Okay, so that means people already start buying to what he's doing. All right, up and running. JD, like the more professional approach, boss. All right, thank you very much, Ruchin. Thanks very much. Let me see how the like goes, and then we know that if you guys keep on smashing like button, I have to behave myself. I can't activate the angry side. The coach should decide who he wants in his team. Yes, but at certain point, you have to know that Peter Ways that sometimes people can give enough trouble that you have to say, tell you what, time to move on away from these people, because sometimes some people are very much bad towards success. So I understand that. Any audio of the press conference? Kemar Care, I don't have any. I will try and ask directly to these personnels. So I will see if they will do us that favor. I will put it on the channel once you do get it. All right, Kimara Curry, don't worry yourself, man. Remember, I never said I'm going to do the press conference. I said I'm going to try to get there. Naturally, people would send me links. I have never received any link. So I said, all right, then let me try and ask around, and then I've gotten some information. So I just took it in that one in that stride, and just said I'm going to come to you guys, do everything that I needed to do. All right, yes. All right, so as I've said, 1 second, let me just share this around a little bit. Just get the likes up, guys, in the time being, and let we have that conversation. All right, yes, that's the best thing you can do. Let me see if we can rush this to 200 likes on the video, so we know that at least the visibility is out there. All right, and we can take our call in, and we can take everything after 30 minutes. All right, yes, so just do that for we, please, as soon as they come in. The leader might be calling in as well. We are still colonized. The white coach has talked. Same with Simos and Schaefers. They knew how to get what they want. So you are not. So hold on. So what leader trying to say? What leader trying to say here that he's because he's white? So guys, you believe that it's because he's white why he got that? Or it's because they signed him for a reason and they want to make sure he gets everything that he wants. So that means you cannot complain. I want to believe that it's the more of the cannot complain side more than anything else. I want to believe that they want to make you as comfortable as possible. They want to give you everything as much as possible, and then you cannot complain if you don't fulfill what we do ask you over a shorter period of time. So the more things you get is the faster they want to see success. And I saw on their faces like they believe that this is an opportunity for them to really do things. Like they just grasp the reality to say that we can actually make this World Cup. We can make actually do something. I think it just dawned on them to say that we might can actually pull this off. So let me go and take that risk, and let me try and educate you guys a little bit more. After 30 minutes, Ian, after 30 minutes, I will open the panel and you can call in Big Boss. All right, let's give me a little time for me to set the stage, Big Boss. All right, please. 1 second. I will just call you instant, yeah? Yes. So um as what I've said, I believe that they have grasped the reality of this thing. You know why? This is where I thought they grasped the reality. Um, they do want to invest in their youths. But remember, for literally 2 years, I've been here telling you guys the only way to invest in the youth is to invest in the Reggae Boys. The biggest package that Jamaica can get is 10 million US dollars. And you also get 5 million for the project for 5 years. So that is 15 million US dollars, equate to around $2.8 billion in Jamaican currency, to fight in projects. You understand me? So that is what I've said over and over. And I said you have to take the Reggae Boy side serious and don't switch it around. Just stay on the Reggae Boy side serious first. And it looks like this is the time they are going to take to say, all right, the Reggae Boys first and then development second. Let me know if you guys are okay with that. So simple means they are trying to tell you that it is not the same way, the same approach as before. Now it's going to go through the national team, where in which we have the potential of players to get the job done. So so the future of Jamaica football will ride on the backs of Hallgrimsson and the Jamaica national players and future ones to come. Just the same, all right? Yes, and I do believe that because they have the quality, they just needed the backing, the backing to get the job done. Yes, I do. I do subscribe to that. All right, Tyrone, thanks for being here. The coach is in charge. He is the one will be picking the team. All right. So see, these are the things that brought back the confidence. That brought back the confidence, and I do love that. All right, I do love that. Island card, JD, what did the coach said, and how was the press conference? Based on what we have heard, the coach literally said that he wants Andre Blake back in his team, and his approach is a fresh start, so everyone gets that fresh start to come in and deal with him. So clearly he's standing up and taking all the brunt and the blame for anything from this point. So everyone gets a fresh start. He will actually try to motivate people. If they're not good enough, he's going to remove them, because just as though he can reinstall them, he can remove them. You understand me? And I don't think people will have a problem, because it looks like he's a straightforward personnel that will come out and said he did this, he did that, and that is not really helpful towards the team. So we don't want that anymore, and we are going to remove ourselves from that. So I love that. I love those things. All right. Yes. All right. We don't need Blake. Okay, no problem. We'll take it over 30 minutes, but big boss. Bessas, thanks for being here. Big up yourself. Sam Bowen says, big up JD. Another big show. Thanks very much, man. JD, did they lock you out? Yes, it seems like they locked me out, because they told me. And no, let me tell you, it's not me they locked out, because I truly believe that if I asked the right person for the link, I would have gotten the link. I was just relying on my fellow YouTube brethren that always sent me the link. to get the link. But obviously, the people that's keeping the competition are in the, you know, the conference told me to get to them if I want anything. And I never got to them because I don't like to feel like I am running into people. You understand me? So I thought it would have been much more open for me to get the link directly from the YouTuber, but I never got it. All right. Markland Barrett says, JD, when it's a European, JFF deal with him differently. JFF start Buck. JD, the public and the bloggers need to keep up the pressure. Well, that's what we're doing. We're doing the pressure here. We're keeping up the pressure here. All right. Kimar, no problem. We will try our best to do that. We are going to ask them. I think the JFA planned this to try prove that the coach is in charge. Okay, all right. But I don't think they had that in mind, unless it's until I said it to them last night. They planned this because that's the only thing they get the phantom on the side. But Spinity, give them a chance to prove themselves. All right. I think if all right, you can stand on your own point. It's okay. It's fair for me. But I just said let's give them an opportunity to say that and to make the coach make a next decision that you can definitively said, okay, this is coming from directly the coach. All right. So use this one as a little boat in between to say, all right, I'm not sure. But once you see him connected something positive in it again, then you can say, all right, then this man is making his own moves. All right. If the coach bring back Blake, obviously he must have had discussion with Blake and realize those are internal matters that can be handled. Certainly, this will only be a plus in the locker room. But I would love for Blake now to come out as a man and said, listen to me, we're taking this straight from now. Because what people need to understand, in 1998, when René Simons came here, you had an aura around the team. You had a belief system around the team that literally you're going places. You felt that they could have gone places before even the time came. I never got that feeling again the last time around. That's why I said I don't think this team is as good as what people keep telling me. We are here in big names, but I don't think we missed something. And no, I got that information, the aura around the team. That's what I got in 1998. And so people felt it. People wanted to be a part of it. I don't see the same the last time around. So it never came. It was not a surprise to me that we never really made it anywhere. You understand me? Yes. But this time around, I love what he came with. So I got that little small hope so far. And we're going to watch the next 2-3 things that he does. And then from that point now, you said, okay, this guy can bring us somewhere, or this guy can't bring us anywhere. At what day will the Reggae Boyz train? I don't know. We are going to try our best to get that information. Were you a part? No, I've said that. No, 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 no. I never got any link because I never asked the right person. But the black coach never say anything. What the black coach never said anything. What leader is saying? We are going to wait to hear what leader is saying. Bless up everyone that came. We have 140 here as well, guys. Just please, man, come on, man. Let we be better than that and civil, man. If 100 people here, you can click the like button one time and reach 100, man. Just one time so we get the visibility here. You know, that's what I can't understand with our people. I saw Tactical start his stream and 100 people here and they click the like button 100 one time. So why you can't just click the like button? Why you need to extend it to 15 hours before you click it 100 times? It makes no sense, man. Just click the like button so you can get more people here. It's like you're holding down your own success. So tell you what, keep on holding on yourself and see where you're going to reach with it. All right. Pagan, bless up yourself. Thanks for being here. Massive respect. All right. Assigned coach have more power than the interim coach, which that is the next thing. Very well said, dear Ruchin. Very well said. Oh, colonization came into it. Yes, I didn't like that one. Leader, I don't like the standpoint where you're coming from, leader. I don't know because I went and did the analytics on it, and it's not saying what you're saying because you're saying that the coach had a semi-roll with the next coach, and his win rate is not good. But what you never factored in reality. Reality is Iceland was never one of the best teams, or the top five best team in Europe. So your win probability was kind of going to be low naturally. So if you even get 50%, it only goes to show that you're doing better than Turkey, Croatia, and all of those teams. It's in around the 10 to 15 best teams in Europe. You understand me? So we have to talk leader right after this. I have no problem with white, blue, brown. The fact is that they have always perceived overseas coaches differently, but I don't think that is a JFF problem. I think that is a Jamaica problem. And I don't think that is even a Jamaica thing problem. I think it's because the dominant religion in our culture is actual Christianity, and we look up to the exact figure that we naturally see. So subconsciously, we believe that if a person is much whiter, he's going to bring something. Even when you don't think it, it is a fact. All right, it is a fact, and that is the thing. So the leader cannot come and spin things around. The leader, we are intelligent enough, and we have well traveled enough to know what the problem is. These are things that I've talked about over and over. This is nothing new. All right. Shakil, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. Up and running. Check in. Said, just look. Now the private sector will run come with their support because the coach is a European. But why we can't stop say is because of a European. What if the European looking people might have just have a installed security? Look, let me use two examples, guys. You remember what we said, why Jamaican players cannot go overseas and get long contracts, because they never built up that rep to say they are a good set of players. It's just these ones going over there to build up that rep, and then after that, um, it expands. So if Leon Bailey does well, Bobby Reid, Ethan Pinnock, Mikel Antonio, then the new breed can get a 2-year contract because they can believe that you have quality come out of the country. All right. It's the same thing. When white people come here and do certain thing, it seems to do more professional. When outside entity comes to the country, it seems to do more professional. So people want you built up that security. You understand me? So I don't think people should just jump and say white, pink, black. I think you should go from what garnered security. You get me? Up and running. I understand where you're trying to come from, but remember, sometimes we are on the internet, so we have to make sure we talk with the experience that we do have. You understand me? As Blake being reinstated, yes, that's what the coach has said, and that's what the information passed down to me. So that's what will happen at that point. All right. Yes, absolutely, 100% JD. The JFF only run game on black coaches. Otherwise, they are not that smart. JFF feels like this will ease the bloggers and public pressure on them. So give it 2 more times then. All right. Give it 2 more times. Give it 2 more situations, because situation will arise. Now they're in the spotlight. This is something that they can't get out of. We have our YouTube channel, and it's not going to be done tomorrow. It's going to be here. You guys are going to be here. So why we can't use the test of time to prove it, because we are going to be here, and this is our job to make sure we keep them out there on the ropes. So that means they have to give the public, the Jamaican people, what they do want. I think that is justified. JD, I realized that the leader do not like white people. That's why he have a problem with the coach. He said he didn't okay, the race card is not nice. Yes, I do believe that. But sometimes if people does not have enough experience, they tend to do things different. So that's why people like myself that does have the experience can come and explain to you from a different side, because I have the black experience. I am a Jamaican from most of the years, just like you, but I have the white experience just the same, and places experience just the same, and footballing experience just the same. So I can relate to you on different levels and still hold my composure. Hopefully, message send, everyone can be dropped, but at the same time, he's in charge of selecting the team. Yes, thank you very much, Toffee Rudy. That is the way I looked at it. The message proved that Blake can be dropped at the same time. You understand me? That's what I think the message proves. Your YouTube friend trick you. No, no, I don't. Oh, they trick me? Okay, maybe. All right. Send the live link. The live link for what, Garfield? The live link for what? Try you can just make a statement there, big boss. All right. With him the driver with him in the driving seat doesn't mean JFF is off the hook. No, they don't mean they're off the hook. None at all. 100%. All right. Yes. We hope we defense become as strong as Iceland. I think we don't have guys. We have to look in the conversation. The devils is always in the detail. They had a weakness squad for Iceland and a stronger region. When leader talked, he never factored that in. You understand me? So that's how you can deceive people sometime in a speech. He never factored that in, but that is a fact, because you just put up Iceland. Who is Iceland better than in Europe? They are not better than France. They are not better than England, not Belgium, not Germany, not Spain. You understand me? Not Italy. You understand me? You can just clearly point out the not. You understand me? You can always point out those things. Come on, people. Like up the video. We need, yeah, but tell you what, we're not gonna fight people to do so. All right, if people have their preference, at least we are building our preference here, and we are doing our job. So don't force the people. And the wrong people them come to our videos them faster because they want the information to bring to wherever they want to. You can't fight that. But tell you what, the way we talk, it cannot be translate, because you have to have the education first. You have to have the experience, which cannot be transferred. So it makes no difference. Reggae Boy Central, JD, I think it's obvious that with this squad, Miran Garden chose the reserves list, and I have a problem with that. It shows that there is a bias and unfairness in selection. But what happened? What happened to the waiting and see for the next time? Because remember, this was a trial stage. This Argentina game should be a trial stage. We are going to get you on the phone, leader, and we can hear what you are saying, because you can make a point a little bit clearer, so we can chop it up from there. JD, we have been fighting for 2 years. I feel good to hear that the best players will be selected. Yes. JD, you put on the eat. No beanie. Hopefully, all YouTubers realize how powerful they are with platforms. But Toffee Rudy, I've invented that 2 years ago, just the same, and said the same thing, or 1 year ago, I would say. You understand me? But you cannot say you hope. I've told you that it comes with experience, it comes with belief, and it comes with what you have to settle with, or what you will settle with in life. You get me? So you cannot tell anyone what to settle with. You don't know what is someone else's aim. You understand me? For me, I don't need a job in the JFF. I don't need a role on TV. I don't need to become someone famous in Jamaica, because I don't necessarily in Jamaica. So it makes me a little bit more different, because my wants are completely different. You understand me? My wants might just be, I want to see my TV turn on, and I can see a game playing and Jamaica actually win, and people don't overhype people, and we actually learn. You understand me? That we need to work hard and be the change that we want to see in the country. Maybe that may be as simple as that. Maybe that is my liking. Maybe that's the simplest thing is my liking. But maybe and you cannot even curse other people, because maybe they are in the position that they need more than me from the same situation, so their actions are going to be different. So that's why I don't really trouble certain situation. All right. Teddy Lee, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. Watch how many players start arrive early and not stop off in Belgium to shop before coming. I saw a player do that once. Okay, leader, but tell you what, when I come here and I said, don't turn up on my show if you're not gonna come early. All right, don't turn up on my show. I'm a man of principle. I told Cataract all the while, and I said, I'm not gonna let you on my show, and I did let him on. Don't the next time when he came on earlier. All right. So it just comes with the personnel that's in at the principle. So you cannot say that if others did actually stand up for their own belief system, maybe it would have helped. All right, maybe it would have helped. Maybe it would have helped. All right. We are gonna try and play the clip for the coach from the coach now. All right. We're gonna play the quick clip from the coach now, so you can get it. All right. Yes. So thanks very much, Romano. All right. We are gonna play the clip from the coach now, so you can get it for yourself.
Grateful, but most of all excited for this opportunity.
Let me know if you're hearing it well. Let me know if
First
you're hearing it
impression
well.
of Jamaica, new friends from Jamaica.
Are you hearing it well? Let me know.
Start with saying I'm honored, I'm grateful, but most of all excited for this opportunity. First impression of Jamaica is a very positive one. Nice reception from all people I meet. Spent a holiday with my wife maybe 10 years ago here.
Okay.
Probably that was one of the best holidays I've had. So, something said about me, I'm a little bit different than most coaches in a way that it isn't my income to be a coach in Iceland. Football is not professional, so the income comes from dentistry. But I decided a long time ago if I had a chance to become professional, I would go and do that. So, like Mr. Christian said, it's my passion is football. So when I'm doing football, time flies. Forget to eat, etc., etc. So when I was looking for projects to coach the next time, I was really selective. It was not about the money; it was about the project. And for me, it was a perfect match to come now to Jamaica and to try to fix what is broken and always some obstacles we have to cross and we have to
Let me see if
improve
people are you hearing it well?
things. But for me, it was a perfect match. I see so much potential here, and if I compare this one to the Icelandic project, I think the potential is much more here than it was.
All right, I'm gonna try and put it
Really
on my
looking
bigger
forward
system so we can get
to
it louder.
start.
All right. Yes,
Next
no
year will
problem,
be
no
huge
problem,
for
guys.
the
We're gonna
national
put it on our
team,
bigger
starting
system
with the
so we can get
nations
it
league
louder
match
because people
against
said
Mexico.
it need to be turned
And
up. All
then
right, one second,
let's
guys. Let we get it up right now. Let me see if and I like that. Let me make sure to put it up. We have a bigger system here, so this can work a little bit louder. Should be louder.
start with saying
This is louder,
I'm
guys. Let me know if
honored,
this is louder.
I'm grateful, but most of all excited for this opportunity. Uh, First impression of Jamaica is a very positive one. Nice reception from all people I meet. Uh, Spent a holiday with my wife maybe 10 years ago here, and probably that was one of the best holidays I've had. So, something said about me, I'm a little bit different than most coaches in a way that it isn't my income to be a coach in Iceland. Football is not professional, so the income comes from dentistry. But I decided a long time ago if I had a chance to become professional, I would go and do that. So, like Mr. Christian said, it's my passion is football. So when I'm doing football, time flies. Forget to eat, etc., etc. So when I was looking for projects to coach the next time, I was really selective. It was not about the money; it was about the project. And for me, it was a perfect match to come now to Jamaica and to try to fix what is broken and always some obstacles we have to cross and we have to improve some big things. But for me, it was a perfect match. I see so much potential here, and if I compare this one to the Icelandic project, I think the potential is much more here than it was in Iceland. So,
That's
really
what we
looking
said.
forward to start. Next year will be huge for the national team, starting with the Nations League match against Mexico, and then next summer in the World Cup. So you've seen my story in the brochure, and I will bring two coaches with me in the staff. So a bring one assistant. His name is John Wall, a Swedish UEFA elite coach, and he will be assistant coach alongside Meron Gordon, which you know. So he's a teacher, has a BA in sports science, coached at many levels in Sweden football. He was a tactical coach for the Finnish national team, which had a huge success. He's a good in player development and really useful in the transition from helping the local players to get to a high standard and eventually and hopefully to the national team. He's a technology guru, owns a software company, or as a top online software company, so he's really good in the technology now, particularly in football today, but all honest and a hardworking person. The other staff member I will bring with me here is Gumi Redason. He will be our goalkeeper coach. I worked with Gumi 7 years with the national team. All the years I was there, he was the goalkeeper coach, and he is, in my opinion, one of the best ones I've seen.
All right, so guys, that was the actual coach. I know it's kind of low, but I think you have heard everything that he has said. He said he had one of the best vacation in Jamaica 10 years ago with his wife, and this project was a project chosen perfectly because he believes that he can bring something to the Jamaican people, and this is even a better project than the Icelandic project because the talent pool that they do have. He's going to try and no, they are bringing in a secondary coach, which is a UEFA elite coach that has sports science background, and he's also a teacher. So when we were worrying about that he has to do so much jobs, I think the secondary coach can focus on helping out the teacher, the coaches them, and do the run around there. And then he's going to have a next coach coming in and a goalkeeper coach. But we heard that Miran Garden will be on his team, so the JFF did get what they want. Miran Garden will be on the team with him as well. All right, so that's what you heard him said, along with the Blake coming in. So thank you very much for that clip. So at least we got a chance to hear what he had to say. All right, so guys, smash the like button. Thanks for the 100 likes. Let we aim for 200 likes. Let we try our best to get this over at least 300 likes, because we gave you the press conference, which surprisingly we never expected to get, but we get it. Thanks very much of Romano. Yes, so we got it and we give it to you, and we can even chop up the video a little bit further. Let me just go to the comment section, and then after that I can try and let people on. Yes, because we have passed 100 likes, but just keep on hitting the like button. We will drop the link and other people can come on and give their say, but just make sure your camera can turn on. All right, because I do take my time and invest in my products to make sure we get the best refined looks for the people. So please provide the same effort as me, just like how the coach trying to change the thing. All right, yes. We need to get rid of Miran Garden. Okay, well, you heard that he's going to be on the team. I don't know exactly how much. Where is you find it? You never sent it to me, big boss. You just send it to me, right? I will support the coach. Let's give him time. Yes, and I love that. Content, no crack. I'm in the building. Roman Osborne, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. Massive respect. Hope all is well with you and the family. All right. Listen, the European coaches are better, and they have links to and a grateful factor. This guy is established. Simple as that. Simple as that. Simple as that. You get me? Big up Eric Sewell. The man them going to boycott the game. Ian. Sometimes you behave too reactionary. You know, people give you reactionary. People tell you something, and then you are behaving reactionary. And I know you're a very intelligent person, but you cannot behave like that. You cannot say these things, Ian. You just give the man a fair chance, the brother man. Let me call him and give you the time to say a piece. But it looks like it's going to be a next emotional talk with Ian. I'm not going to say anything to Ian. I'm just going to give him a chance to speak, because it looks like Ian there talking about boycott when he doesn't have any proof that the guys are going to boycott. Let me hear what the boss is saying. All All right. And then leader, we are going to call you right up next, and we are going to have to drop the link.
Hello?
Good day, Ian. We made sure to give you your 5 minutes for you to say a piece, because I never like what you said here about boycott, because you don't have any proof. Because you get it from an emotional person, and then you as an intelligent person, which I know you are, acting emotional there, because you know that if you
No,
don't have the
no,
true
I'm not.
proof.
I'm not. Not being.
Oh,
Listen, my thing is that I think that's a step in the wrong direction to bring him back, because I've seen, heard a lot of things, damaging things that have transpired with that gentleman and other players, right? And the treatment of the non-born Jamaican players. And for those reasons, it's a JD, sometimes you have to make tough decisions, right? That's how it works. Because sometimes if you're clean something, you have to go from the root, right? And if you have damaging individuals around, you have to be bold and remove them. That's how it
Yes.
works.
Okay.
Listen, JD. When I toured Africa for the government, I had to take some tough decisions, right? But I did take them. You understand? But this is why you have to sometimes, as a manager, take tough decisions, right? Because they have to understand that no individual player is bigger than the team. You understand? It's something that needs to be understood, right?
Yeah.
And I'm one of those persons. I'm a disciplinarian.
So, but you said you're a disciplinarian. That means that you are the disciplinarian. So, what happen if you get into a new space that had problems from before? Are you going to carry over the problem
No,
from the person as
listen,
first? Are you going to
what I'm saying,
hold
what
on
I'm
it, Ian,
saying,
hold on it, Ian, where you're reasoning this out intelligently? Are you going to assess the situation and said, okay, maybe I can restart the thing, give everyone an opportunity, because I have the capability to see the problem coming from first, then I can cut it off. But at least make sure the public has a true chance to see that I gave this a chance, so at least I can win over the public, because I'm starting from zero, because this is a problem in the country. This federation is a problem in the country. So me, with my requisite skill, I can afford to start from there and still get some fun clout at the same time to help we in our journey. Why you don't look from the side of Ian, which I know you have
no,
that ability?
I apologize, but I can't look on that side, because listen, when he came, when he came to this press conference, before he came to the press conference, the JFF had essentially omitted the particular player from the squad. So all he had to do was to use something called topic avoidance and leave the man from the squad. Just leave it alone. Just leave it alone.
Okay, all right, then fair
Because
enough.
just listen. They already took decision to leave him out. The difficult decision. He wasn't faced or tasked to come here and ask the captain. They didn't put it on him. They did it for him before he came. Right?
Yes,
They did
yes,
it
yes,
for
yes,
him.
yes. I
And,
understand.
listen, it's not one infraction. There are countless infractions. Right? Listen, if you have a prison, right, and the inmates are running that prison, you're in hot water.
Yeah, but
right?
Ian, that is the problem, you know.
JD,
All right,
JD, I'm
finish up
saying
on Ian.
JD that
I'm not gonna argue because
I'm
I know
looking,
one thing.
I am looking at
I
it.
am talking to you for 2 years now, and I've never convinced you, even when I have world level ideas to change your mind. I changed even the coach mind and the JFF mind. I can't change your mind. I don't know how that's possible, but I will let you finish, big boss.
No, but JD, let me finish, JD. JD, I'm looking at this from an administrative level, right? Managerial level. JD, there comes a point where you don't forgive, you forget instead, right? And this particular situation, there's a need to forget certain players, right? You know what our problem is as Jamaicans? We are too slack and indisciplined. We relish and look forward to opportunities to be indisciplined, right? And
Mm-hmm,
when we don't get our own way, you know what
mm-hmm.
we do? We squeal, we complain, we boycott, we shoot some people. That's how we react things in this country.
Okay.
This is why our country is moving backwards.
Okay, fair enough. But it was the decision from the coach to say he can handle the situation from where his standpoint is. So you don't agree with the
Well,
coach, it's okay, but give him a next chance to see what the next move is. So if
no,
Blake,
listen. I wish no. Listen. I wish him all the best. He has taken a decision which I and others, everybody must live with. I'm just voicing my opinion that he didn't have to do that
all right, fair.
because he's not because I want to see a tough coach, somebody who's willing to take hard decisions.
Yeah, but I thought he make a hard decision here, Ian. But Ian, let me finish because just finish up a
No, no,
point.
no. The easiest thing is to put in back.
Oh,
Anyway, JD, I'm at work.
all right, then we will
Okay,
chop it up later then
time.
by the time you leave work. All
Uh,
right.
cool,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
Yeah, bless
yeah.
up.
All right, let me just go through the rest of the comments and then I can introduce the panelists. Guys, we have almost 200 people here. Just please, just touch that like button and get us over 200, and just touch that subscription button and get us close to the 2,000. It's not rocket science. Once you click the free likes and the video, it goes on. Once you click the free subscription, it goes on. Let we go back to our way to 20,000 and just keep rocking the building just the same. All right, we are going to play back the clip for the coach very soon after we do introduce the personnel. But let me just give some people them shout out. Jason Ferran. That scrub out him last name because of an ex Ferran. I'm not gonna call that person name. Yes. Said he's here. Just get to him. You missed. We played the coach. How he spoke, and it seems like he had some relation to Jamaica, and he's a project person. He's a project driven person, and believe that this is a challenge for him, and it's even having some cream of the crop there, so he can even get better out of it. That's what I got from his first speech there, and they have stated that Andre Blake will be reinstated back to the team. But I thought that would have been a tough decision, but we're going to get straight to it. All right. Bailey had a horrible performance today. JD, Mr. J, you don't have to tell me. I was watching the game before I came on, and we are going to deal with that as well. It's out here, man. Don't worry yourself. Don't worry yourself, man. All right. Need volume. Okay. So that the second one you guys are okay with. All right. Brain Jane, thanks for the super chat. Massive respect. Massive respect. All right. It sound like Cataract sound system. When I leave Cataract alone, he said when he's not here, we people call his name, and we are trying to avoid him. All right. Tyrone, big up yourself. He comes he does have some credibility with with the Iceland experience. Yes, thanks very much. I do believe that. And we have our brother here says blessings, blessing. Then Mitch said JD Vikings don't accept BS. That is true. JD Bailey was very bad today. Don't worry yourself, man. We're gonna talk about it. Just take the whole line, man. Oh, that's why the show name the content after dark crack, you know. No crack. Sorry. All right. So, anyways, we're bringing the personals them here. Good day to Mr. Alan, the Alan, Mr. Mark Troublemaker. You got the link to drop there. So, how are you doing? Which one of the points do you want to talk to? Because we have touched a good amount of points.
Well, I am doing well. I want to say good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever they are watching from in the world. It's always a pleasure to join on this space. Now, I am grateful that we have a coach of that magnitude. Listen, the guy has shown that he can coach with nothing. Know that he has something. His only alternative is to become successful. And I believe all the points I've heard thus far is not discrediting what the man can do. They sound biased, they sound very personal towards him. And listen, the biggest killer to Jamaica's football is not only the JFF, it's some fans who doesn't understand football. Why wouldn't you want a coach? Me and man talk about the fact that the man is a white man. Me and man talk about this and that. I want to touch really on Miran Garden's point. I don't care what Miran Garden has done.
One second. Is it echoing now? Let me know, guys. Is it echoing now? I think it should be fixed, man. It's because I had the equalizer turn up. Sorry about that. Continue. It should be okay, man. It's okay. It's okay. It's my
All
fault
right,
here.
great. You hearing me now, JD?
Yes, we're here. We're here now. We're here now.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So even with the point with Miran Garden that we should get rid of him, what for? What for? The development is not just for players, but for coaches as well. So we want to do a holistic development where we're not only developing players but coaches as well, because coaches play a pivotal role in football. So much so to the extent that we have gotten a new coach. So not only that, you need a coach who understands the culture. You need a coach who can transmit information, who can convey information to somebody who is not a native of the land and to somebody who readily don't understand the culture. I mean, I don't think Miran Garden's present will um, take away the credibility of the coach. If anything, if any credibility that we are looking at, that what really happened there is Miran Garden really developing. So nothing is wrong with that. That is also a plus for Jamaica that one of our local coaches will be developed. So that's what I really have to say for now. I'll give the other panelists a chance to say his
All right.
piece.
Good afternoon, Mr. Garfield. How are you doing? Which one of the conversation you want to chop up in? Let me know.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Well, me personally, just I come on the panelist and I say like, me feel like what the JFF I do kind of them are going in a good direction. Um,
Okay.
the reason why me say that as a coach myself, as we've seen in the past, JFF them turn to a former player, which we see in the Premier League, them do that, and it fails sometimes it's successful. Um, them try with Paul where them say a man where have some kind of links who play for the Jamaican team before, have links in my coach over over another league in my develop players and all that stuff in a really work. So now them might go for a coach where done it before, you know, bring a team from like the man I said, bring a team who never did have no ball and never did have nobody, and you see me and improve say him can turn a team where they have nothing in a something, and they must say, you know what, we'll try that now. We'll try a coach where have a resume where him do something and he can say, yo, me bring a team in the World Cup or me qualify a team before. And I say, you know what? Since me try something, since them try something at the past way, no work. I go try something where me can say, yo, this person who coming right now, him done it before. You see me? And I feel like this what I'm do right now is kind of a good thing. What we want them to do is just come out and say, you know what? Sorry everybody in the past. We tried some stuff and it never worked. We're gonna try something new now. We want everybody jump on board. I apologize for the things what we do. Cause people have to understand, you know. They must show a car belly. They must show a car belly and yeah, have even know axe. It's the axe, the way axe dead. Cause I watch the Jamaican game and the man frosting you know. Cause Jamaica losing you know. And the same thing happened to Jamaican people. When we watch Jamaica game you know. Like me I tell you, so one time I got Austin, drive from San Antonio and got Austin go watch the game, Virgin. And watch how the man them play. I'm gonna tell you, so when the man see the man play poorly, Virgin, yo, my whole week, Virgin, the game affect it. And JF, if I understand, so when Jamaica people watch Jamaica play and they play good, it can affect the whole country, it can affect people, it can affect a lot of stuff. So when they might do something, they for try to get it right. Don't for try to do something because they feel like say, yo, I'm gonna throw that man in a position, we try to get it right. If we get somebody who can get the job done, I'm gonna feel like no, they might get a coach who can get the job done. I'm gonna feel like the country, people around, YouTubers, we need to gather around the man and just give him that opportunity for him can succeed. That's some
But I love everything what you just said. What the Mark Alan, it's because of the background noise. People said they were getting a feedback, but it's not your mic. It's just the background surrounding. So once you're done speak, you have to just mute the mic. It's normal. It's normal. Just mute the mic once you finish speak. It's all right. But I love what you said in a Garfield. But at the same time, you said everyone to get behind him. Um, just as though you're asking for people to have the to give him an opportunity, people can still have their own opinion, because at the same time you're asking for a thing, you have to still make people, because I think that was a big difference. That was a big difference of people, like it's like a sentimental thing rather than trying to look at things naturally, like reality. You understand me? That's what you're crying for, people to look at it from the reality end, because this man is a man, got the job done with even limited things. So now he's coming in a situation and say that yes, I can get the best out of it, but people come in from a standpoint to say that they got hurt over recent performances and recent coaches came in. But that is not even true, it's because they're assessing football from the wrong side, because Schaefer has gotten one of the highest praise come to coach a Jamaican team, because they said that was one of the first time you could see Jamaica have an organization and you could know what they're doing on the field. So even though people giving the coach a bad name, which is Schaefer, I think he came here and gave Jamaica the identity what they should have built up from. But what they did in 2016, they removed everyone. They removed everyone that played in the guy's system. So all you expect, you as a coach now, you know if you change the players them tomorrow, if you change all the players them tomorrow, how can I get that philosophy running? How can I get that identity? All the other new players them don't know nothing that the coach did before. But you change everything. So when Jamaican people bash the man, they are bashing him for the wrong reason, because the statistical report is there. The players are not there. So how can he carry out? Can they carry out what the coach had before? So sometimes I think we are quick to say things without actually checking the things. That is our problem. So I do agree with your well said point, Garfield. I think we need to go from that approach as well. You get me? Yes. D Savage says, JD, where Marlon at? He's a good panelist. Well, we cannot find everybody from everywhere. We have other good panelists. Panelists, you have to just work with it. So it's a show that ever revolving. So when Marlon done with his work, he will return back here at the next time. You never may know. All right, Pastor, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. All right, the link is right there at the top. Yes, so good point. So one next one we want to ask you about the Blake situation. You think he handled it bad, as what Ian said, he took the softer road, which I completely disagree with Ian. And I thought that he took the harder road because he chose to go against the JFF, which is in power and in control. You understand me? So that's why I said it's the harder road rather than the easier road. So let me
Um,
make Mark Alan. Mark Alan, go ahead.
yeah, man. Thanks again, JD. And I think Garfield made some very interesting points. JD, if I have the chance just to say something else before I address that, because what I really want to say, JD, I think JFF, they are not smart enough to understand that you're a part of a country that has is that we are not a country that is not used to winning. We are doing well in every other area. We are doing well in track and field. We are doing well in music. We're just doing well with our culture. So we are not accustomed to losing. And so whenever we see anything of this sort, not seeing the football progress when we have players, um, JD, I think Tapa has wasted a golden generation. You see what I say? So JFF have to understand that the bloggers will pressure them. People will pressure them. You get what I'm saying, JD? Because we understand football. I'm not saying that we are the best coaches or we are the great expert, but we understand the football to a level that we know what we have because we are seeing football being played in other countries and we want the Jamaica football to develop and to evolve. Now, with the question you asked about Blake, am I saying that because of what he said, he should have been omitted from the squad list? Listen, Andre Blake may have improvements in terms of how he plays on the field, but I think he has been a stalwart for Jamaica. Am I saying that he's invincible? No, that's not what I'm saying. I think the JFF is very petty, and even with previous negotiations with even Damian Lowe, I think whenever people stand up against JFF, they use this power mentality to try to shut people down and try to get people. We are not idiots. We are not fools. They do not like to negotiate. And for me, they cannot. They should have something where the people of Jamaica should have a no vote confidentiality because we are not confident in JFF, and that is why we are so critical against them because we've seen it. And if Mr. Rudolph Speed is watching, I want him to understand that when you take yourself in a managerial or a leadership position, you will be criticized. You know what I'm saying? And any leader, whether it's the leader, whether it's a leader what call upon you, I don't care who you are. Once you call yourself a leader, people will call you when what you say you are doing is not up to standard or up to par. It has been atrocious to see how Jamaica football has been progressing over the years. We have some of the most talented people in the world. We have everything that we need in our corner. You say, Rudolph Speed keeps saying that he never had any money yesterday, right? And in previous interviews, I've heard him said personally, I've heard him with my own ears. Nobody told me. I didn't hear it from Imaxit or Maxit. I heard him say that money wasn't an issue. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes,
these
that is
men are
true.
these men are very duplicitous. And when we challenge them, they make it seem as if we hate Jamaica and we don't love the football and we hate JFF. JD, we don't care who goes in the position of JD. What we are saying, who goes there ensure that they can get the job done. Who goes there and there's no transparency between JFF and the public, JD. And how do you expect? How do you expect us to move forward? How do you expect to evolve? JD, this is the only country, a big country, that we can't even purchase merch. You know what I'm saying? They don't even have a YouTube channel. JD, technology, we're living in a modern era. And the Jamaica Football Federation doesn't have a YouTube, whatever the reason is, start a new one. There's no communication. You know that Jamaica people, we like to be involved. Everywhere we go, we take up space. We like to be involved, and there's no communication. I think it's also a disrespect, whether Paul Hall was good for the job or not. At what point do you let the public aware that you're not going to use Paul Hall? And if you were aware that Paul Hall wasn't competent, whatever, why didn't you let the man go? Why did you let the negotiation go for almost so long and then you hire a new? So I'm saying that there's no professionalism, and of course it cannot be professionalism. You cannot be professional if you don't communicate effectively to the public. They're not just only failing us on the field; they're failing us off the field. And when we talk, they make it seem as if we are Jamaica's nemesis when they are the actual ones who are spreading their beds hard and they don't want to lay in their beds hard. That's my few words.
Yeah, fair,
But but
fair point, fair point. Yeah,
But with
continue,
Blake, with
continue.
Blake, with Blake, for me as a leader, leadership is cause also for diplomacy. So for me, I don't think what Andre said was wrong. I think how he said it could have been better dealt with. Um, do we suspend him at the expense of the team? Everybody wants international caps, especially against Argentina. Come on, JD, let's be realistic. People going up against Messi, people, come on, JD. If we're going to be real about the thing, everybody wants to know at the end of the day. Of course, Jamaica is not going to the World Cup. But of course, this is a good chance to get some good bragging rights out there. I mean, people have to understand that the players are hurting. every footballer I know, every conscious footballer I know wants to play football at the highest level. And so there's no leadership. And if you don't have no leadership, you can't expect a discipline when there's no leadership in the first place. JD. I think it is very hypocritical to try to discipline somebody when you have not been disciplined in the first place. So don't talk about, I hear people talking about Andre Blake. People don't understand that what JFF is doing is a ricochet. If people don't trust you, people can't believe in you, people don't know how much you know until they see how much, until people don't know how much you care until they see how much you, until they see how much you care. So don't talk about discipline when you yourself don't have no discipline. I think it's an embarrassment, and I think it's hypocritical to want to punish somebody when you yourself has not been disciplined. That's my few points.
Fair enough, fair enough. Let me just go through a few comments. Let's mute the mic, yeah. Brian Jane, yes, says, so the first game for the new coach, yes, it will be Argentina. We will keep you posted if they're going to get additional games. Remember, they said they might get games in between because they have a structured thing. So if certain players, like how they normally use the one track to use a national team, and then sometimes you will get maybe players that might not be up to speed playing there, they might have different games for that. So they're still not going to abandon the development, but they might use outer FIFA windows to get those games in. All right, so that is the next good thing. I fund and hope all is well. Yes, we do have the same problems with the federation, but it's a little bit better now because they have appointed a coach, so that kind of helps. So we are just discussing the matter at the of the appointment and what he had said and stuff. Just like how in England they would naturally talk about certain things. So that's all we're doing here, chopping up here. 1 second. Warren Webster, no problem, man. From your year, drop the like button. I have no problem, man. XYZ said, JD, if JFF had suspend Blake before he select his squad, he would have leaved out Blake. But what JFF did was drop Blake after he was selected. Yes, I do believe that, and I think that's what they said. You know, the leader did underperform during the protests. Yes, the leader did terrible. Yeah, that is true. Guys, if you just join in, please, we have 190 people in the house. Let we aim for 300 likes. So just keep smashing up the likes and let us get the visibility out there. And if you're new to the channel, get us closer to the 2,000 mark. I think we only need 200 more subscribers to do that on this place. So we're back running to 20,000. So definitely help us on that side. All right. Yes, man. Yeah, big up yourself, and then thanks for being here. Panelists, you are guessing. The J, I don't know. Kind of make it clear. Roderick Sharp, thanks for being here. Hope all is well with you. Blake, not bigger than the system. Yes, but remember, it was not the system. It was not. Look, they made their decision. That's it. The coach decided to reverse it, and then the coach made his speech. So we have to look in different. Let we find a way to separate the JFF from the coach. All right, let us try to do that, because that's what we're doing here, you know. Because the coach made his decision. Oh, in the world, we kind of put it to the system. Blake are bigger than the system. They have never put him back in it. If it was up to them, they wouldn't put him there. It's just the coach made his stake now. So what we're going to watch and see if he's going to make the team, or else he's going to do something else, and the JFF will say to the coach, you see, this is what we're talking about. So let we wait. We have a little time before the game comes. You never may know what will happen. Yes, so sorry about that. Let me bring Garfield back in so Garfield can get his take. And guys, the link is right above, so if you want to come in, you can. I will try and get Lead on the phone. Continue, Garfield.
Well, I mean, as far as the Blake situation, I mean, don't have much to say about that. The man voice his point, voice his opinion, and certain man I will take it certain way, certain man I will take it the other way. As a person, you are free to kind of voice your opinion on what you think. And we as fans, we don't really know what going in the team itself and the thing where him go through. So a man could go through all the things, and we there out here as fan, and I say, well, he feel like him bigger than the team and this and that. But you don't know the kind of stuff where them man go through. You don't know what kind of stuff JFF don't do to the man them. So certain time when the man them certain things, if we just humble and just listen to what them have to say and just hear and just wait till everything unfold and just go from right. So I mean that's as much me can go in it as far as details, because me myself as a coach, me have time when me speak up on certain thing, and you know what I mean, and the newspaper might take it wrong. But them don't know what going on. They don't know how my district treat me and them thing there. You see me? As a newspaper person, you go want say what you want to say because you want things for God and you go try for back if for dry to as much as possible. But you don't know what kind of thing them man go through. How much time them man have to delay this and delay that, and them man have kids, them man a top goalkeeper, see me. So certain time them man have to leave them club where I fight for play off and them thing to come play for Jamaica, which is his country, and now get treat right. But say them film club, I gotta make sure say him get the best seed. Cause them man they are top goalie and them thing there. And them man come play for Jamaica and I'm a top goalie and a fly now. Certain class low
Yeah,
class.
but Garfield, I understand where you're coming from, but remember, Garfield, because you have people like Ian in the chat. The way you're talking, he's going to get upset because he's going to
That's why I
want.
say don't want to touch on it. That's why I say don't want to
All
touch
right,
on
then
it.
you
We
don't. You
really
don't
know.
no,
That's why I say that exactly.
Yep.
Because we don't really know what I want, so we not really get. But sometimes we don't know what certain man go through. So look, you have certain man who hold back only thing for a long time, You see me? And then finally get that chance to just lash out. You see me? So sometimes we as people, we just
Yes, but I don't think he was holding on back on things for a long time because he's always lashing out. So that is where I can tell you that he's a person that is very much outspoken. But no problem, we will move on from there and just we will come back. No problem. Brainjin said it's hard to deny talent, and Blake is the best goalkeeper in the MLS. All right, all right. Fair enough. JFF, a key press conference. Okay, no, I'm not. I'm not. Ian Campbell. Many of you prefer your friends over the country. But Ian, look at this now, because clearly I don't prefer nobody because I don't even have any friends. So I don't know who I'm going to prefer. But in this conversation, sometimes Ian, you're saying that we should improve our takes in life. I am improving my takes, because I'm applying my takes to this, and it might not come to the same end goal as yours, but it might actually do the same thing, or maybe it actually might do better than what yours stating as well. But that is not someone picking up for a person or something. We are just trying to bring a difference because remember, the guy is in the seat. He made a decision. We have to argue it and see where it can fall to the wayside and the public be more educated. Because remember, at the end of the day, it's the public paying for their ticket to go and watch a team. So what our job is to make sure we can galvanize people to go and watch a team rather than we just said, okay, that's a bad decision, so we're not gonna deal with it, and then we're gonna bring a doom and gloom, and in doom and gloom with no more money added to the system, or no more help and support added to the system. It's just like you're trying to force the fail. So you just said you like Jamaica, but indirectly by some of the actions that you are trying to take might end up arm Jamaica on top of the coach already made his decision, because the coach made his decision. We are just trying to sell it to the public to say one side here, one side here. But all right, all right, all right. The man says, no federation update their supporter on their daily or business operation. Most countries support their team and not individuals. That is true. That is true. So JD, what if the coach decides to make changes of his own and choose a new captain? Should we protest that as well? No. If he decides this is the best person to be a captain, then so be it. It is the best person to be a captain. Done. Finito, nothing else. We have to just go with him, because that means he would have evaluated him and him sports science personnels coming in. They evaluated the personnels and see that, okay, this is the best person to take you forward. Andre Blake is not the best person to take us forward. And that's what he comes to. I have no problem, because he is the one that's evaluating everyone else, and maybe the print, because you have to look at it, Jason. The side, you remember, he's the one that's bringing order in the chaos. So simple means he has a standard, and that would have meant if he's going to take the captain from Andre Blake, that Andre Blake does not fit his standard. Maybe he could fit it in at one point, but he has to go to the personnel that can fit it now. And he would prefer that one. So I had no problem. I think if he decides to do that, and that's the right thing. And that's the right assessment. That would be great, because that would prove to the fans that you're not joking around. You're here to get something done, or even if you don't get it done, at least you bring organization and you leave something back here for people to build on. Yes. 1998, no one was worried about JFF. It's a financial gain. No Jamaican will make any sacrifice to represent their country. JD, I have a strong feeling he may not, may get not make the starting 11. Okay, and then we have Demo in the building. Big up yourself, Demo. Thanks for being here. Melas, big up yourself. Thanks for being here as well. Demo J, a check-in. Massive respect, Demo. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing, big boss?
What's up? What's up?
Boy, I can tell you the Andre Blake thing really a trigger off Ian. Ian is too intelligent for the way he approaches things. He cannot always approach it from a doom and gloom standpoint. So that is the problem with Ian. So Demo, you're just coming on the firing line. Andre Blake, they said he's going to be back in the team. The coach request and demand it. So what say you now? Let me see if you have a same Ian approach to it.
Yeah, well, big up to everybody in the comment section. Continue to like and share the thing. We're just a pass through for a couple seconds because you can't see me up on the road. But I heard the news, and for me, remember I came here and I bash out and I beat Blake, right? Because to me, the timing of the thing, like everybody have them opinion and everybody can express them opinion. But for me, the timing was just so off. You know what I mean? Like everything I look up. We get a new coach, new backroom staff, Adidas signing, and all of this looking up, and the election will come up. Obviously, that can bring anything. You know what I mean? And then for your captain, I go come out and say something like this. It just seem like a bad vibe. Like what kind of message that I send to the new coach I come in? You know what I mean? And so for me, it was a big turn off. So much so that I now but I got the match. Because I was planning to go to the match before all of this thing, and I'm just like, yo, I'm not get JFF and I'm not get Jamaica my money no more, right? When you feel depressed, I'm just say, I'm not bother go, right? But this, I mean, though I agree, say, yo, accept him, just I'm not bother go, right? May I hear a feedback?
No, I've muted Fanden, so he's gonna start out. Maybe he was watching the show. That's why. Yeah.
So for me, like, the coach come now and him assert him authority, like for me that's a positive thing as well. Even though me that say yo Blake we get dropped, I like the fact that the coach can come and imprint in blueprint in the team and say, listen, you want that me no business what happen, me no mean in that mix up. You see me? Me no want to mix up in my thing. Me want my keeper, him my captain. Me like him can, assert himself and I'm picking him into the team. So regardless of if me like it or not, I like the fact that him can do that.
You're better than Ian. You know why? Even when you're bash, you still added one positive side. Ian, I go to the grave saying this and that no work.
No, man. I'm balancing a JD. I'm balancing the thing, boss. But
yeah,
I like the approach, and for me, it's a positive move in terms of the Jamaica going forward with a coach. We have a strong mind and a strong mentality, so it's a good look.
Yeah, man. Respect, big boss. You say you're busy, but we're gonna be here for 3 hours. So if you maybe a pass, we're still here. All right. Maybe 2.5. I think maybe 2.5. Yeah, massive respect. All right, big up. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna bring in Fanden. Fanden, good day. Hope you have everything set up now. We are here in a feedback, but maybe you're listening to the show. So how you doing? Unmute your mic, Fanden. You have to unmute it. Let me see if I can unmute it for you because
just a second.
Yes, it looks like something is replaying.
Feedback gone, mate?
Yes, the feedback is gone. Yes. How you doing?
Yeah, sorry, I still had the link open on the other channel on the YouTube.
Yes, no, man. I know, man. So, how you doing? Because you ask about if it's still you're asking me about if it's still the Jamaican problems and stuff. But we got a new coach now. But the problem is the captain of the team. The captain was the goalkeeper. He had some little situations and he made some disrespectful speeches to the federation. So they decided to drop him. But the new Icelandic coach decided to take him back to the team. So, in your experience, following Bolton for years and stuff, you think that's a good move? It's a stamp of authority, or you think it's going to cause additional problem? Because the people in here is kind of mixed on it.
Uh, can you hear me all right? Yeah.
No, no, you're very low. No, you're very low. You're very low.
Yeah.
You were perfect. You were perfect the first time around. All right, all right. So we'll give Fanden time to sort his thing out. Kevin Facey, thanks for being here. All right. Renvo says, what the coach is doing is giving everyone a clean seat. Yes, that's exactly what he's doing. But people kind of up and down with it. Some man are try to beast that they didn't want it back in the team. I know, the problem is people in our culture cannot go back on their word. They believe that if they make the first statement, they don't want to come back. But remember, that's what defined us grown up, as grown ups. All right, looks like Fanden having some problem there, and it's coming back too. That's what defines us as grown ups. When we can say, okay, we were wrong, and we're not wrong, but we can look at the situation a little bit different, and to say that, okay, we understand what the coach doing. You get me? But most of us cannot do that. We cannot do that. We cannot look back past what we just decided on. You understand me? It has to stay there, period. And we're going to build on that to make it stay there. And that is some of our biggest flaws, because we don't want to perceive ourselves as being wrong. You get me? But it's not a wrong. It's just looking at the situation and thinking a little bit different, because I saw him made his decision and I'm okay with that. You're back now, Fanden. Everything is working now?
Yeah, it's all working. It's just very quiet for some reason. I can't figure out why.
It's very low. It's very low. We're not hearing it at all. Maybe you have to come off the link and come back on.
Yeah.
Yeah, come off the link and come back on, because maybe it's something in our system. I don't know. But just come off the link and then return back, and maybe it will work. Check that first and then see before you pull up every single thing.
Will do.
All right, yeah, do that, and yeah, because we will be here. Um, the man says at Ian Campbell, no let JD bother you. You make sense, and view is legit. But I've never said he never made any sense. I've just given him a different way. I just said you cannot look at it one side. But that's the problem. Ian only want to look at it his side, because it's his opinion, and he's not looking at any other way to change. So that's the problem. I think it's a positive, because as you see, it shows that the coach has a mind of his own. Thank you very much. Jeremy and Blake said that's a boss move. That's a boss move. That's a boss move. Um, that's a boss move from the coach JD. It will show if Blake means the team good, and if he's full focus on the assignment, which is the World Cup. That is true. That is true. Yes. What we're gonna do now, let me call Mr. Leader before, so he can say his piece before Fanden comes back. Let me call Leader first before Fanden comes back. Yes. So guys, keep smashing up the like button. Keep sending your takes. All right. Yes, because Mr. Leader come in being angry and answer things. So we want to hear why he's talking like that. Just to clear up the year with Mr. Leader. All right, let me see if I can get him here. Forever Ray said, well, we'll move on from Blake only when this current JFL Federation move on from Jamaica football. All right, so why the leader come here making up all sorts of nice and he's not answering his phone? All right, so guys, we have some other information we're gonna put on the screen, because some other players played today for Jamaica, and we want to definitely put that a part of the conversation. We know we are not switching over, but we're just putting up for a temporary time. So we had Leon Bailey, Aston Villa's team had a 1-0 victory today, as personnel already came out saying that Leon Bailey never had his best game. But remember, we told you, I watched the first half of this game, and I said to you that maybe Leon Bailey not starting the next game, or maybe he won't play well either, because what Aston Villa gave to, what Manchester City gave to Aston Villa was one of Leon Bailey's biggest strength. But today they were going up against a Southampton team, and when I look at the game was kind of cagey. to be honest. It was kind of cagey, so you never had so much space there. And the first half that he had was very, very tough for him. Very, very tough for him. So I was waiting on the second half. Let me magnify it here just to show you, and then we'll go over to Bobby Reid, because Bobby Reid's team, they started off flying. So that good start might just keep them in the Premier League. As you can see here, Leon Bailey has the worst score out of everyone. We'll bring up his stats right here just to show you. All right. Just to show you, he played 67 minutes, predominantly going forward, as you can see, which is good. That is a good attitude at this point. He shot back a little, so that's good. That's good. I think you're okay now, Fanden. I'm hearing you, right? You're hearing me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you, mate.
Okay, good. 44 touches in this game. I thought Fanden was actually watching this game because I was about to comment, but I realized I never had enough time. I went over the video and dropped a like on it, but I couldn't get to comment, Yes. So 44 touches in this game, 8 out of 19. The passes, which is 42%. Crosses, 2. 2 out of 4 completed, which is good. Long ball, he attempted only 1. And 2 block shots there. Dribbles attempted 4 and completed 1, which is still good. Ground duels, he lost 10 out of 12. That is very bad. Aerial duels, 4 out of 5, 4 out of 9, and that is perfectly good. He lost positions 45 times. 45 times. That is terrible. Out of 44 touches. That is terrible. That means he only had 19 successive possession, and out of the 19, he attempted 19 passes, and he completed only 8 out of that. So that was terrible. That was terrible. Yes, and he had 1 tackle in the game, which is good, showcasing that he's trying to help on the defensive side. Dribble pass, it was actually 2 times there, so 2 times dribble pass in the game. So he was trying, he was trying, but not the best game for him today. All right, yes, and that's why I've said to you the last time that different games call for different other strategy. You get me? They won the game just the same, but as you can see, it was a tougher game for him because it's much more cagey. You're playing around with teams in and around your placements, so the teams are not far apart. You get me? So you don't have any space. Manchester City and those teams will give you space so you can run into one time out of in the game because they don't respect you as much. These teams respect each other, so you don't get much space. You understand me? Brain Jane says 5.8 Saka Sofa score bad mind a fight against no man. No. If you watch the game, people from Leon Bailey personnels came here and said that they watched the game and he never played well. You understand me? And Fanden, you watched the game, Fanden, so that's a perfect place to bring in this conversation because you're watching the game. I literally saw you watching the game. So what you made from Leon Bailey first before we get into the coach conversation and Aston Villa as a whole, what you made from that game?
Well, I think Villa looked once they scored the goal. I thought there were spells in the game where they looked really nervous when they were defending against Southampton. Southampton obviously, chipping in a lot of long balls. Southampton you obviously, I'm presuming you watched Southampton a few times. They're kind of scrappy team. They don't mind chipping in the long balls and crosses and stuff like that. And they did make Aston Villa look nervous when they was defending. But to be fair, you kind of, as the game wore on, you kind of got the feeling that Southampton just quite didn't. I don't know. I just got the impression that they hadn't what they were trying to do. They hadn't practiced it on the training pitch, or it looked that way because it was more hit and hope rather than actual where it looked like it was the tactic that they'd actually practiced on the training ground. So obviously, in my opinion, I don't think they made the best of the pressure that they put Aston Villa under. As for obviously, I know you guys being Jamaican fans quite interested in Bailey. It's the first time I've watched him properly for a full game, to be fair. And I think with the style that Aston Villa play, I think there's going to be games where he gets frustrated with not getting the opportunities because obviously Aston Villa. They're kind of up and down at the minute. You don't know what you're going to get. You don't from each game to each game. You don't know what you're going to get. And obviously, if they're backs against the wall, so to speak, it's going to mean that Leon Bailey's going to be feeding off scraps. If you get my meaning.
Well assessed, Fanden.
I'm glad he said that. I'm
I'm
glad
here
he
from
said
the,
that.
and I'm glad that you said it and not me,
Exactly.
because if I said that, my career is done in Jamaica.
But not only that, too, I watch the game too. I say the same thing. Like certain time we as spectators, something like that, we look on the ball and them and say, yo, the ball not have a good game. But sometimes me as a coach, we have to understand, say, the scheme what the coach put in for the player sometimes doesn't. Cause even Coutinho still play the whole game. Him never have a good game. Team game was just as bad as Liam Bailey game.
Yeah, but what he relies on is completely different from Leon Bailey, and that is a difference because they're
But
playing him closer in.
and that's exactly. But if you watch the game, I don't know if you watch the game, but if you watch the game itself,
Yes, I watched the first
the
full
game never
first half
play.
before I
The
came
game
here.
never play. So
70, I
yeah,
think 60 something, 60
yeah. All
something.
right.
I watched there.
Bailey did make some bad touches here and there, but the game itself it never play in a team benefit. If they have a good cross, I'm gonna feel like that cross that go through him have a cross when him sending the cross, a good cross in making. And
Yeah,
my
but
brother,
but you already said the game never go in his benefit. So at what point we are going to say that we should stop talk about individual and talk about a team? What about him not going into the benefit of the team, like him not trying to fit in with the team's style of performance rather than trying to stand out? What about that?
but I understand what you say, but you have to understand a certain game, a ball and I go stand out as like for example, me as a Chelsea fan. And even the game where Sterling play good and him scored the goal. Me and people say Sterling, I don't him forget the man of the match and him end up getting the man of the match. The last Champions League game, they must say Sterling never play good and this and that. I must say him lose the ball and this and that. But at the end of the day, like you have to understand a certain schemes where coach put in the game, if you're during the game period, our opponent, that ball don't necessarily I go stand out as much. But a coach might say, yo, Bailey, just why you do this and that. And that chance might come for you. It might not come for you, but you can play that part in the game but me know say it can benefit me. And you have to understand, say, Aston Villa play a counter-attacking scheme. And that work for Bailey. Sometimes they might get that little counter-attack there, where boom, it might go stand out, but sometimes they might not get that counter-attack where they can say, boom, it might go stand out. I'm gonna feel like to the game, like when I panelists, I say, the team with them play, them respect each other. So in this game, Bailey never get the opportunity to make a counter-attack as much. Because if you really watch the game, you know, they don't
But
really
Garfield, I've said that 2 games ago, I
right.
told them what will happen in these type of games, but they said I'm bad-minded. Because I told them what I saw from the player, and I'm saying that these are going to be tougher games. So the problem is, if you put the same logic with the coach, which we are going to talk about yet again, you realize it's our society thinks is our biggest problem. We are not improving with the time, and that is our biggest problem. Because if I can build a video and said, okay, Bailey might not fit in the system because of such and such. Why is it I have to be bad-minded? Why can't just be I'm just more intelligent than you are? No, not intelligent, because that can't be really calculated, but more educated towards the subject matter than you, and I'm trying to bring an information maybe that you missed. Because every time I've said something, it happened. But good day for the guys. They got 3 points, and it's a team game. I've always emphasized that it's a team game. You get me? And no man, there is no I in the team. It is he should be more a team player. And stop looking at statistic. Let him play integral towards the team. That's what Bailey need to focus on. Be more integral towards the team. You get me? Yes. Yes. Once again,
And stay fit and give us a good
yeah,
motive.
yes. Kai, thanks very much for the super chat. Massive respect on that. So yes, let me just change back from there. We had Bobby Reid also got 3 points for Fulham. We have to give him a shout out, but I will just switch back these things. I will switch this back because I have 2 persons on the panel. Yes, so Bobby Reid got 3 points yet again. So Fulham doing a very, very good job. it looks based on how they started off, they might just stay up because of the attitude and the passion and the hard work and the team performance that they're putting in. At this point, Fulham sits in sixth position after 7 games and 11 points. Mental, because we thought that they weren't going to even stay up, and they have 11 points already from then. So what say you on this Fulham's team? What you saw? Why they are gathering? People in the comment section, let me know why you believe that they are gathering so much points and in sixth position at this point. And Bobby Reid is one of their best players.
But from my point of view, can I pick? I'll come to the Fulham thing in a minute. I just wanted to pick up on what you just said about people criticising you when you're pointing out about what you foresee with the Aston Villa and Leon Bailey. I think the reason you come across that, mate, is because one thing that since I've been doing YouTube that I picked up on is that there is a lot of football fans, or there seems to be a high percentage of football fans that fall in love with a player and they will not hear one bad word said against them. Once they fall in love with that player, it's like he can't do no wrong. Even if he has the worst game in the world, he still can't do no wrong. And if you criticize him, then you're the one that's in the wrong. Because unfortunately, we live in an age where there is an element of fans, and I hope it's only a small element, that tend to follow clubs because they want to follow a player, not because they want to follow the team. And they forget that it's a team sport. And in a team sport, everybody is open to criticism. Everybody. Because that's why we love the game so much, because we want to watch the game on a Saturday or a Sunday, and then we want to react to it. We want to have our say. That's why we spend money going to the games. That's why we show passion when we score, our team scores goals, because we care about the game as a team sport. But unfortunately, with the modern game, there is an element where it's creeping in that we have, unfortunately, I hope it's a small element of fans that want to support players more than they want to support a team.
Okay, but you can just reverse that into an entire country. Yeah, because that's our behavior as Jamaicans, where in which because Leon Bailey I'm saying Leon Bailey would be the pride for Jamaica.
Yeah.
So if I come here and say that I don't think this is the right position for him at this point, because
I'm a coach right now.
okay, no problem, bro.
If you don't observe him and criticize what he's doing wrong as a football fan and as a Jamaican fan, how is he supposed to improve?
Fanden, I understand what you're saying, and everyone on this channel understand what you're saying. But let me tell you, look at this. The man says here, first before the game said, JD, to my understanding is that Phoenix players can handle any situation. Which football player Fanden, aside from some special human being footballer, like once in a generation footballer that can handle any situation? Well, he is saying from his understanding of what he has listened, what he has heard, all of this one location of players can handle every situation in the world. You understand me? So these are the things he come out from. Not saying before the game believes that, he's just saying from his understanding, that's what he heard from the personnel that produces the players them. So if Leon Bailey comes up and don't have that it factor, it seems like, and you call it out, it seems like you're bad-minded to it. It's just a cultural thing. I am telling you, it's just a cultural thing. I can't defend myself, but I love the fact that you are a neutral. We never call you here. You decide you're going to come up here, and you were watching the game and you gave an honest assessment, and it's spot on to what I'm saying from before.
Yeah, no, you're right, mate. Like I say, it's one of them. For me, it's like I say, I want it as a football fan. You want players to show their best. We just seen the same thing with. I'm not sure whether how much of you the Jamaican fans watch. Obviously, teams that don't have Jamaican players in it, but we just seen a thing this weekend or the weekend before where apparently it was this weekend, wasn't it? Where Virgil van Dijk has come out and he's moaning because he's getting so heavily criticised.
Yes, I saw it.
That's clear. The point is that what I'm getting at is that fans and media companies criticising them or pundits or whatever, it's got back to the player and it's affected his mindset, He's more. So is it not going to mean that when he steps out on that pitch, he wants to be more motivated because he wants to prove people wrong? Can Leon Bailey not? Can he not benefit from that same thing? We're not criticising a player because we don't like the player. We're criticising the player because we know he's better than what he's showing. When we criticise a player as football fans, that's why we're criticising him, because we know he's better than what he's showing. That's the reality of it. So fans that can't deal with that, they're not true football fans, because they're not having that that wherewithal to basically acknowledge when a player needs to be criticised. They just want to see the good in a player, even when he doesn't deserve to have the good seen in him. Do you get what I mean?
That's true. I'm getting a feedback. Oh, is that possible? Hold on. Let me see. Oh, what about? Oh, it's okay. It's okay now. The feedback is okay. KS says, but you're on point, funding. I think that is the problem. People don't understand when you're criticizing, or you're not even criticizing, because if you pull up a stats and the stats, you're reading out the stats. You're just telling the truth. Like, you're just reading out the stats. You have not put in your opinion in it. They are upset before you even reach to your opinion, funding. That is how some people stay. They are even upset once you pull up the player. Look, before the game finishes, I put Leon Bailey in the title. And a person will watch this video after and thought that it's because he had a bad game why I put him in the title. And remember, I started the stream before the game finishes, From 60 minutes, I started the stream and put him and Bobby Reid, because they were the only two Jamaican players playing today. So that's why I put them in the title. So I just believe that it's just people. I think we can't get around it anymore. It's just people. It's just people, bro. K says Bailey had a lot of service in the first half and was extremely wasteful in possession. All these excuses for a poor play is very disappointing. This is what I love, because KS is talking the truth. If he plays good, KS come and said yes, he plays good. You understand me? If he doesn't play good, this guy come out and said he doesn't play good. That is just reality, before the game said, all right. So before Boston said Fulham is beating the teams that are around them. That is similar in terms of quality, but they are getting points from teams that they should not have gotten points from, because they got points from Liverpool. Remember, and they should have won that game. I don't know how that ended 2-2. Bailey is a bit of a one-trick pony. A bit too easy to predict, even though Robin was easy to predict. I don't think Robin was easy to predict. He only looks easy to predict, but Robin is a different level of player from Leon Bailey. I can tell you, a different level, and that comes with experience over time. He was left-footed, so maybe that's what you're trying to use, but you cannot say he's predictable. Robin was not predictable at all. Oh my God, that is one of the most frightening players ever in football. He is not predictable. No, you're just looking at his left foot. Yet, finding Ian Robin from Netherlands. You thought that he was predictable? Oh my God!
No, not at all. Not at all. Yeah, with response to what you're saying before about Fulham, I think that Fulham are doing well because they've got no pressure whatsoever. They've come up. Nobody expected them to get up. Nobody expected them to come up and do anything. Everybody expects them to get relegated, so they've got nothing to lose. They're playing with unbelievable belief because there's no pressure on them, and sometimes that can be an absolute blessing to a team, but it also can be their downfall, because they could have an absolutely awesome season, but that awesome season is then going to pile on the expectation next season, and then that's when they could falter because they'll be under more pressure and more expectation. But yeah, at the minute they're just playing with belief, because they're kind of like they're playing like Leicester did the season that they won the league, where they've got nothing. Nothing to lose. Nobody expects them to achieve anything, so they're just going for it and shocking teams.
But you have to factor this one in to say that they will be 150 million richer next year. So if they can add to their squad and don't have to defend and Micho so much and have two more outlets with their hard work in, you never may know. They might end up like Brentford and stay consistent in the league finally. Because remember, they are a team that always goes up and down so they are used to coming in the Premier League. They are just not used to staying in the Premier League, aside from when you had Leeds and Bolton at that time at Craven Cottage long time. They usually spent a while in the Premier League. So maybe that's the situation. Case says, please do not make any comment which may perceive as negative against Bailey. He is a wonderful player, and if he plays bad, it's the coach, the scheme, the team,
No,
etc. No,
no, no.
um, he's telling you how Jamaican people perceive it.
Oh,
It's
right.
the team, the coach, the lineup, the grass, the rain. Fulham is playing because look at this now. Fulham playing. We have a player on this team which is a Jamaican, which is Bobby Reid. He is playing 1,000,000 times percent better than Leon Bailey. He's consistent more than Leon Bailey. And if you admit that, it's like you have committed sin. Remember, both of them are in the national team to make Jamaica better, you know. But you know the difference? One of them is a Jamaican born.
Right.
That's the difference. That's the difference, and where we are today. Because what we have gotten the rights to collect data, like data on the players them, and send it to the coaches and everything. So if we saw something from a game and we can collect the proper data and send it to the coaches of the national team, um, we would be helping. But in these before it wouldn't work. Before, it doesn't matter. The local band will always get the preferential treatment. It doesn't matter, and that's what the new coach came in and made some claim, and that's what I think will make this Jamaican team better, because now this man is not coming in to joke or sell any sentiment. If you're not good enough, you're not good enough, and he's coming from Iceland, Hallgrimsson. He's coming from Iceland from the World Cup, and when they defeated England, remember, 2016 they defeated England. Those same coaches, the one of
Yeah.
the coaches
Thanks for
coming to
reminding
Jamaica.
me. Thanks
Yeah,
for
no,
reminding
no, sorry, I never wanted to remind you, but I'm just telling you
me. No,
that's the coach coming. So, on the side of being professional, I think that's something that we do lack. And the reason why we lack it is because we are passionate people, and we are more on the excitement side. Even myself, but obviously after we do learn, we realize that we have to take a different approach. You understand me? So over the years, from 1998 when we qualified for the World Cup, we had to call in some English guys and one personnel coming from Greece, I think. Peter Cargill, guys. Someone remind me where Cargill came from. I thought it was Greece, but he's a Jamaican. But people don't look from that time to realize that the professionalism just came not because you're an English person. It was because you're outside Jamaica and you're playing in professional systems. You understand me? So it was not because of your English person. It was because that they are just in a different society. So it only goes from 1990 to prove to us that we always have this lack in professionalism because of our society, not necessarily the players them coming from England.
right.
You understand me?
Did Jamaica fans that look at it like this if it's a homegrown player, they favour a homegrown player, right? Can I just point something out? I don't understand that thinking. I really don't, because if you want the best for your country and your national team, then you use all resources. Every other country is doing that. Every other country is looking. You pointed it out to me that I wasn't aware just how many people players from South American country that's part of the Netherlands, how they're eligible to play for the Netherlands, and the Netherlands take full advantage of it. Did the Netherlands fans get upset about it when there's players coming from what's technically part of the Netherlands, but it's in South America? Did they complain when one of them players breaks into the first team? No, did they? They're buzzing because it means if that player's broke into that team, it's because they're going to make the team stronger. But fans need to remember, right? If you look at it in boxing, when a boxer feels like they've gone X amount of fights, for example, they might be a heavyweight or whatever, if they feel like a perfect example is Tyson Fury. He went into the fights when he went to America and he fought the fights, and he changed his coach. Why did he change his coach? Because he felt that it wasn't working. He freshened up the ideas. So when you have a coach that's managing your team and he's not just looking at homegrown players, he's looking at players outside of the country that are entitled to play for that country. He's doing what is best for the team. And if the fans are not getting behind whatever team he picks, no matter what part of the world they was born,
And it's not just the fans, even the people I mean football in Jamaica, they kind of favor the local players the more, because the problem is Jamaica, or in Jamaica it's a poor country, which you know that because you're in England, so you know the connection between England and Jamaica. It's a poor country, and because they have this affinity towards your countrymen, it's like that's what they use, and I think that is what holding back Jamaica football overall. I think that is exactly what's holding back Jamaica football
right,
overall, and the affinity that we want to prove that said, oh, the only reason why we are in this position and the English guy is better is because he had the opportunity.
right,
That's the
well,
reason.
that,
Yes,
that, yeah, that's right. But I can tell Jamaican fans right now that live in Jamaica, and I can tell you, as an English person living in
yes.
England, Jamaican people that I have met in England that live in England, believe me, I am telling you now, they do not forget where they come from. They might live in England, they might be born in England, but they do not forget where they come from. They do not forget where their heritage is. So they feel just as much Jamaican as you do living in Jamaica. You might not believe me. If you don't believe me, get a plane ticket, get over here, meet Jamaican people living over in London and places like that. And I'm telling you now, they feel just as much Jamaican as you do. And if you don't believe me, then you're crazy, because I live in this country and see it. I see it.
And then I've been telling them all along, but they just don't want to. I think they just build up something in their heads and they don't want to believe. But I love
Why?
the fact
Because there's people in this country bigging up Jamaica. They love the fact that they are from Jamaica and they come over here. I can go to London now and go and buy Jamaican food in a Jamaican restaurant. And that gives you a clue that them people that have emigrated to England through parents or whatever, they have not forgot their heritage. It's in everything they do every day. Whether they
that.
open a restaurant or whether it's the daily things that they do, they still cook. Mate, you know what how wet and miserable England is.
Of course,
Right?
of course.
I have seen a Jamaican person walking down the street in sandals and flip flops in the dead of winter in this country. No English person would do that because you get wet feet. But Jamaican people do it because it's part of their culture. They used to be in Jamaica where they wouldn't be wearing traditional shoes. A lot of Jamaican people, obviously, if you're walking around, I know you wear shoes, but you know what I mean. If it's a hot day and you're lazing around at home, in a
Yes,
hot
they
country,
do the
you're
same
going to
thing.
wear
Yes, yes,
flip
yes. I
flops.
understand.
And Jamaican
Yes.
people that live in this country will still wear flip flops, no matter whether it's raining or not, because it's part of the culture where they come from to have their feet breathe. That I've spoke to people
I
that
can tell you, Fanden, the way you come and talk today, they might believe that I am the one telling you that because these are all the things that I told them, but it's because of my experience and your experience. You see it? Oh, you see, when you have experience, you just came up and you said the same thing as what I've been saying.
well,
Before the game said, hear this now. This is big.
you told me
Fanden,
that.
hold on, Fanden. Before the game, JD, Jamaica isn't poor. It seems the resources are just being mishandled. No. I think before the game, most of the Caribbean countries are poor because we have a lot of people inside the countries, and we don't have the necessary amount of resources to aid everyone, our majority of the population. So we would have considered that as poor, and then you have to end up borrowing money. So that would have considered as poor. So even though if you have a good beach, you have tourism, it can't fulfill everything. So that would still consider as poor. Remember, 80% of Russia is poor. Croatia is poor. Half of Poland is poor. So someone saying something is poor does not disrespect the country or nothing before the game. These are statistical reports.
Yeah,
Boy,
because
I
of
am suffering. I'm suffering for 17 years in Jamaica, and I saw more than 200,000 people with me suffering. And we have 2 million people in 2.8 million people in the country at that time. So I don't know where that rich is you're talking about. I want to find it. You have to be honest. Remember, I'm not coming here to pretend or bring down nothing. We're just talking worldwide, and sometimes we have to touch actual conversation outside football because football is life and
to my
conversation is life.
to my
Hmm.
knowledge, mate, Jamaica is a fantastic country with fantastic people. The problem is that, as in most countries, it's the people running the country. That's the problem. That's the reality. The people running the country don't do what's right for the people. They don't always have the best of intention of making things good for the people. And I'm no expert on Jamaica, but one thing that I know is a big thing in Jamaica that politicians should be dealing with and don't deal with is gun crime.
Boy, and right now the same gun crime and stabbing crime coming into England, right?
Yeah,
Based off the same statement, the same Jamaica
yeah, but
background, the
it's
same
not just
Jamaica
Jamaica.
thing
It's
for
coming. It's coming.
years now.
It's not
Mhm.
just coming from Jamaica though. It's coming from America as well. That
Yes,
culture.
yes,
And that
yes, that is
as
true.
well.
That is true. But I'm only talking about some of the gangs and the situation that I am talking about. I'm trying to say that sometimes it can transport to different places because they never deal with it good enough. Yes, and that's why before back in the days they sent two English guys to be high position personnel in Jamaica to try and tackle these things because sometimes you can foresee that it's going to be a problem for you as well. You understand me? I think his name was Mark Shield. I think his name was Mark Shield. At that time, yes, he came in Jamaica and he said it's one of the most corrupted places. I literally said that on TV because he said he's trying to help polices and polices trying to go around him, trying to not complete what he said. So that is the problem with our country. It's just the corruption is higher than anything. We can solve everything in Jamaica. We can make Jamaica one of the nicest places ever because it's a little island that can be controlled. It's just the people mind, the people in position minds, and the corruption. Like I don't know why. If look, Van Fanden, I paid $100 for a tin and aki, $45 for a tin and aki. One of our main things in Jamaica, that you can go on trees and pick it free. And I pay $100, 100 euro for it, per tin. And I need maybe like 2 tin to cook a pot of food. Here, 2 tins I need, and people can just pick that. So Jamaica itself can survive off just the culture itself, like the background and the farming and whatever we produce there. We produce so much things inside the country. It's shocking or we can't cultivate that and use that money to beef up ourselves and do much better. I think it's just because of the corruption, as what you said, lead we from that point to cause problems.
Mate,
I do believe we can do
in
way
my
better,
opinion,
way better.
Jamaica, in my opinion, Jamaica could be one of the leading countries in the world for tourism.
Should, yeah, based on what we have, it should be one of the
Yeah,
leading countries. Yes. Yes, agreed, agreed. But I'm trying to show you that even though that's what no, you see this now, people will take it the wrong way. But I'm loving the fact that everyone here commenting, they understand where we're coming from. Because if you touch these topics, the first, why it can't be fixed for fun then if we touch this topic, everyone start run off. Oh, look at him, he's not in foreign countries and he's putting down Jamaica. That's what they would have said back then. But no, I found the right people that can have these conversations so we can talk about it and put it out there. So maybe somebody that can make a difference can actually make a difference. That is our problem. We seems to want to battle thing up because you have a thing in our culture that if you saw a crime, you should not report it. Because in our culture, informing, remember the word inform mean to educate because the person never knew what happened the last time. So you're informing them. But informing our culture is forbidden. So what you wonder why we have so much corruption, and you wonder why we have so much crimes because we cannot informed. We cannot tell the story. It's forbidden to tell the story, even when you know that this man will come and kill you the next day. You cannot inform because it's something that we block out of our culture. So we should die. We should just die because we cannot protect ourselves because we cannot go to the police either. You know, these are the things that we need to clear up. But I don't want to lament on it too much because it's too stressing because I just watched TVJ and that's the Jamaican news and I saw that they came in with a lady and her husband sleeping and a 2-year-old baby. And they came in, killed the guy, set the house afire, and killed the little 2-year baby as well. These are madness. And when we are talking about it, it's like people want we not to talk when we are feeling it more than them because they are not empathetic because they're inside of the situation and PTSD damage that part of your brain to not feel actual things. So you're less empathetic because you're inside. So it becomes numb to you as a person. So when they saw people like myself really feeling it, they can't understand, they can't resonate to it and realize that these people are passionate about what's going on in Jamaica. You really want to see better. And when I saw that thing, man, I have to comment there and said, they need to start young people. They need to start young people tomorrow morning in Jamaica. You cannot have a country of 2.7 million people that's smaller than half of London. And you have more people dying in Jamaica even as with crime rate spike in London 50 million times faster than England. 50 million times faster than England. Every day, it's like from 3 to 7 to 10 people die per day. 3 to 7 to 10.
Yeah,
And you
because
don't
of,
have a civil
because
war.
of
That is mental.
mate, yeah, it's because of corrupt politicians. We are, mate, like I said, I am no expert on Jamaica. I'm English. I've never been to Jamaica, but I do love things about Jamaica. For a start, Bob Marley. Bob Marley was affected by the corruption. He tried to do the right thing for Jamaica, and he was used by politicians. Politicians trying to use him to suit their agenda and their narrative. So it stems back through years and years and years, and it all boils down to simply that simple fact: corrupt politicians.
Yeah, yeah. Hear people complaining. Yeah, but guys, we are not putting down. I know certain people they can't have the logical reason, or they maybe don't have the,
I'm
the,
not
the
putting
understanding
anything.
to hear what we're seeing. We're not putting down Jamaica. We just stick up with the conversation, and because we saw that behavior, we wanted to always. Hold on, Fandon. I'm getting a feedback. 1 second. We wanting to always oversell our players and certain things. That's how the conversation came about. That's all. That's all. So we're not trying to put down Jamaica, all right? Not like that. So if you don't have the understanding as a big person, just tell me that you don't understand what you're talking about. Then we can explain to you. You understand me? That's how we learn. You can teach me something. I can teach you something. That's how we learn. All right. And we are going to only go 30 more minutes. So make sure you send your points. All right. Fun. Then sometimes we are getting feedback, but it's all right now. I don't know what happened. Brain Jane said JD wants to ban dancehall. No, you can do your thing. I'm not gonna say ban dancehall, but a lot of things need to be done, and I think you can get it under control because the country is not big. Jamaica is very small. Very, very small. You get me? The man said you shopping at the wrong place, JD, or something is ripping you off. Paying $100 for Aki is madness. I'm in Belgium. So if you can get it cheaper, I can show you where we buy it. But I'm just trying to show you. It was just an example. Dr. Ira, JD, in our culture, it's called informer, but I had to say it the right way for Fanden to understand it. He's not speaking patois.
Yeah, in
Yeah, so,
England, in,
so I had to translate it.
in
Dr.
England,
Ira,
in
no,
England,
but Fanden, he's acting like I'm not a Jamaican. So he's
uh,
saying, oh, in our culture, it's called informer. I know I speak the language. I just chose to speak a different
I know what it
for
means
you
in
to
farming.
understand.
Anyway. But in England, they tend to say the word grass more. They call it a grass.
All right, Mr. You're no. This is a problem now with people like Mr. Man now. That's going to act like he's he's going to skew over the fuck. Sir. What you and JD don't realize is that Jamaica isn't worse than anywhere else. Don't people don't inform in Italy or America. That is a lie, the man. You know why? Because I have the experience there, and I can give you a report. You are trying to pull it back to say that because Italy has mafias, they cannot call the police. Check the rate of how people inform in America, you're gonna drop down. Even black people, check the rate of how they inform in America. Check the rate of how people inform in Jamaica. Because the corruption is so high, maybe the police will tell the people that they informed on them, and then they just go and wipe them out. You get me? So the man, no, the level of informing is normal in every other place. So don't remember, we're here trying to tell people positive things, and you are trying to spin a narrative so people can go back to their normal brain waves. So every time I talk, I try to change brain waves so people can actually think different. And you are trying to make sure the people think the same. Brain Jane says, can I say I don't understand but refuse the explanation? All right. JD, what is your take away from the press conference? That he does like Jamaica. He came here and then realized that maybe he can offer something else. So I love when it comes from a standpoint of someone came here and then found a love here and then want to put something else. That's what I love. So I got that from his take. And once he showcased and explained sides that it's not about money, because I had multiple opportunities, which we can see the reports that he had other places to go. You get me? Other places to go, but which he chose to come to Jamaica because of his love that he came here and he wants to give back something and he likes that project because it even maybe it's a selfish way to think because it looks better on his CV, so he's going to go with that. I have no problem because that would mean that he will help a whole generation, because if he can get them to the World Cup, that is like $1 billion plus going into football in the country, so you can have fields here and there to take off a lot. If you can take off 20-30 people out of a community, 30-20 little kid, that alone can solve a lot of Jamaica's problem. So if he can do that, he will become a next era in Jamaica. Gold Drum said, I can and never forgive Andre Blake for what he said about the English or the any player who wasn't born in Jamaica last year. Yes, I think that's what people use, because Fanden, this is the situation where people really realize that some of the local, we had the problem in 1998, but I think after he made that speech this year, people realized that they just don't really take part to anyone outside the country. They don't pass that point as yet to can respect someone else that's not born in the country, even if they have connection to the country. Yeah, that is our problem from 1998, and I don't think we have corrected it yet. So hopefully we can do so.
So what do you think? You think it's gonna take like a top player to break through to change that mentality? Because I see that as crazy. Because let's say Jamaica produced a player like Ronaldo that was born outside of Jamaica and started banging in goals and helping Jamaica qualify for World Cups consistently and competing much better. Would the Jamaican fans not fall in love with that player?
Ivan Toney just got called for England. Ivan Toney is one of the best strikers in England. He at one point 8 months ago he said anyone came in first and want to play, um, he will take it up. And we are here making videos every day complaining just to contact the guy. No one contacted him. You know why? Because he had a coach at that time that said Mikel Antonio is not better than him. And he's the coach at that time. That's what person said. So maybe it's not true, but I want to believe it's true, because at one point he said he doesn't talk to the English guys them. He leaves the English coach to do that. He doesn't talk to the English guys them. He leaves the English coach to do that. These are the all right. Let me ask the fans, just because fan is here, guys. Am I lying? Because that was played on the national news. You see the segregation. Like, look at what you're selling to the little kids coming up. You don't talk to the English guys then.
That's pure prejudice. No offense, but you can't. How are you getting the best? How are you getting the best for your team if you're not even looking at the player? Surely you should call the player up so the coach can actually look at him. You
People
can't
forget
judge
these
a
things.
player
People
just
forget
off
these
what
things.
somebody says. How are you doing what's best for the national team if you are judging a player off what somebody says? That's not being a professional coach. That's not being a professional coach at all.
So that's where we're that's where we're coming from. A coach come in say he doesn't talk to the English guys. Then I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. This is ridiculous. I don't understand why it's so hard. We are getting help and we are refusing help. This is madness, you know?
Mate, I've just said it. The reality, forget. It's professionalism. This is if this is the kind of things that a coach is doing representing Jamaica, then it's completely unprofessional. So while the rest of the world is building national teams and switching to a more professional attitude, Jamaica is being held back by a coach that's still thinking like
Yes,
the
yes.
1950s.
We never made the World Cup, you know, because of I think it's because of the players them with the same attitude of not liking anybody else outside Jamaica, and the coach that never liked anybody outside Jamaica based off his behavior. I can clearly say based off his behavior. So it's what stopped we from helping the kids them within the next 4 years is because we never like anybody from out of Jamaica. Listen, I want people that's listening to us, you know. You cannot tell me that I'm lying, you know, because I have the factual proof, you know. It is because we never. I'm going to show you how far they go. I'm going to show you how far they went from then. One day, Mikel Antonio turned down England. Remember when he was in the hot farm and England said, "Don't go to Jamaica," and he said he's going to play for Jamaica, and he never played as yet. You know what the coach did? You know what the coach did? The JFF said they called him. The JFF said they called him. The JFF said they called him. Let me. CC, mute the mic if you have the noise in the background. Okay, you don't have the noise in the background. The JFF said they called him. Fanden. The JFF said they called him. And said he should come. He has started to pack his bag, and someone told him not to come. And you know what they reported in Jamaica? Said he's not committed and he never want to come, and he acts like he's bigger than Jamaica. He wants he wants his own physio to come here and blah blah blah. When the man pack his bag to come here and they use schemes not to get the guy here. Remember, you know, your intention is to qualify. Hold on, let me mute CC's mic. Your intention is to qualify, you know, and you're doing everything to stop yourself from qualifying, you know, because you have one of the best strikers in the world at the time, and you're trying to find a way not to get the man in Jamaica. The JFF had to come out and apologize and said sorry to the man because the West Ham put out a statement and said no, Mikel Antonio never, like they saw it on the internet, because I reached out to them and told them and asked them if Mikel Antonio turned down a call up for Jamaica, because that's what's going on in the Jamaican media. And they put out
But
a statement.
why would he, if he refused to play for England because he wants to play for Jamaica? There's your answer.
Yeah, but West Ham had to put out a statement and said we have signed the paper from Jamaica for Mikel Antonio to go to Jamaica. Mikel Antonio was already packed and ready for Jamaica. Jamaica turned it down. They have to sort out their business. West Ham had to put out a paper like that because at that time, if you refuse the players them to come and play for the country, FIFA was going to sanction the Premier League, because remember, FIFA and the Premier League was fighting at that time. So they nearly got West Ham into trouble because of their own behavior, and I think it was coming from the coach side, because he never wanted the player in it. CC, I know you're on the road, you know, CC, but we're trying to set a rule with the camera on and everything, man, bossy. So if you know sit back, if you know relax, big boss, we're gonna make it just do your thing, big boss, because we don't want people say we run them off of the show because of no camera, and then you come up because you're a big star, you're not having a camera. All right, all right. Yeah, man. All right. So, yeah, CC will come back on there. Yes. So fun. Then these are the things. So Jamaican people come up to eat other people wrongfully, when it's our own Jamaican people actually damaging us, because every one of those problems. The goalkeeper is a Jamaican born. The coach before was a Jamaican born, and the rest of the guys in that keep on fighting people is a Jamaican born. So we are the ones that pose our own self-destruction. And then we wonder, we have to look to other people and say, oh, we never make it because of such. No, man, we are the one that brings on our own self, man. Nobody can tell me that I'm lying because I wrote down every single thing. I can't believe when I saw it. I'm saying, these people are mad. Like,
I think
this
you
is,
need.
hmm?
I think you need an Irving Blitzer in Jamaican football.
Yeah, so that's why now when I see this coach coming in, I love the fact that he's coming in and making sure he stamps his authority. Period. I love it because this is what Jamaica need. Somebody to just make sure you just tell you just say, this is not gonna work. This is the only way it's gonna work. Because see the football science showing you this is the only way it's gonna work. You cannot put local players in a team because they don't have the same reaction time in it, and it's not possible because your league is not good even in the Concacaf, so you cannot do it. You cannot force it because you're going to resonate to Jamaican people. No, we need to win for Jamaica people, and it's going to take this to do that. Period. And you're not even laughing. You fire me now, or I'm not going to go through it. That's all you have to deal with these people. You fire me now, or I'm not going to go through with it. That's all you have to deal with these people, fan then. Period. You have to just be tough. Imaxit. RCC, what does number 16 means? To him. Local players deserve the chance, but we have to accept that they are not fully developed, like the overseas players. A team with 11 locals sadly is not enough. The man said, panelists, you have to get the background and the situation to get the good picture. A lot of local players were overlooked for what some people deemed as inferior UK players as and the war began. No, but the man, the inferior, the so-called inferior that you're talking, Dean Burton came save Jamaica. Paul Hall came in, assisted to Jamaica. Everybody came in. The inferior, they were the ones that made Jamaica went to World Cup. So where were the inferior players in 2016? Where's Morgan and those guys are inferior players? No, Jamaica never produced nobody better than Wes Morgan. He's a Premier League champion. So what are we talking about? You see the delusional behavior, what I'm talking about? Which Jamaican player were better than these players? At no, from 1998, tell me some players that the Jamaican players them were better than. Let me talk the honest truth because I am old enough to remember. You understand me? So let me talk the
But
honest truth.
he might be saying that was that
No, that was the
now
statement. No,
the mentality of at the
yeah,
time.
no, I'm not blaming him. I'm trying to drag the memory of people to talk, you know. So I'm saying which Jamaican players were better than these players coming in. They are always the savior of Jamaica. They are all from 1998 when we qualify. It was the English guys them that pull the final straws. It doesn't matter what oh, we want to erase the history. Because if you listen to some Jamaican media, they would have erased the history. It never happened. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's sad, man. It's sad, man. Where's Morgan, Mariapa, Hector, all born UK born alongside with Taxi have been the best defense for the last 10 years. Thank you very much, Nitro. All right. So I don't know where we are getting these madness from. JD, you missed a lot of Jamaican football in between Burton, all, and no. All right, all right, all right. Kai said, JD, I heard Mr. Ricketts preaching in the press today that the new coach is doing it for money, and Ricketts said he was pleased. Doing it not for money, and he was pleased when he heard that. JD, you know what that mean? They better compensate him. Okay. I said he said he's not doing it for money. That's what he said. He said he's not doing it for money. So I thought he made a typo there. It's obvious what happened before was pure jealousy. The players were jealous of the overseas players, plain and simple. That is just the plain and simple truth. And I understand if they are being jealous. I understand that. But let somebody need to come in and reason with both sides and let them understand, and then we can learn and evolve ourselves from that time. Even the coach Tapper was jealous of those guys. Richard Green, the coach said he is willing and able to develop players. Yes, yes, yes. I've heard what the coach said, man. Good to see this coach share my view. Play our best available team all the time to win and qualify for championships. Focus separately on developing talent. That's exactly what I said. That's why he brought in the elite coach with the sports science. So that means they're gonna have two different sides. These are the things that we love, but people not listening to the story. You people just don't get the picture. Why we don't want local players in our senior national team. They all show look at what Ronaldo Cephas has done and follow that blueprint. Yes. Panelists, could a New England coach come in and demand that a suspended player be in the squad? All right, Fanden, he's asking you that. So put it in this prospect then. For instance, John Terry, because he had that situation that time in Chelsea, and I thought they did suspending him at the time because it was a bad situation with him and Wayne Bridge, right? Could a new coach come in and said, listen to me, John Terry is what I have, and John Terry I have to use? You think that could have happened?
I think I'm not quite understanding of the question, to be fair.
No, because no, he's trying to use the situation to say that this coach came in and wanted to break a rule that the federation did, because the federation suspended or removed the captain, which is Andre Blake, and we have a perfect scenario, which is John Terry, that was suspended because of his nefarious acts. We don't have to tell people what he did, but his terrible acts. Yes. So what happened then? For instance, John Terry got suspended at that time. England brought in a new manager. Could he restated like just throw away that suspension and brought in back John Terry, like what this coach did? Because that's what he's trying to question. Eh?
If it's a new manager, then yeah, probably, because obviously I know, I don't know about the Jamaican FA, but I know that the English FA would be want to be seen to be getting behind any new manager, so they would there might be a load of nonsense of politics and meetings and all that kind of nonsense to make a decision, but I think eventually that the coach would get what his wishes were, because at the end of the day, if the FA of English team appoint a new coach, they've got to show that they're right behind him, because they know that the English fans will be very critical. There's always, obviously, just in any country, there's always fans that will get behind a new coach, and there's always going to be fans that will criticise whether that's the right decision, the coach that they brought in. So any professional FA or football organisation should be getting right behind a new manager and backing what his decisions are for the best interests of the team and the nation.
All right, so you actually answered the first part. Guys, we are only going to do 9 more minutes and finish at 2.5 hours, because we did 3 hours before. You understand me? Yes, and sometimes I know the Jamaican people them don't really like what I stand for and stuff sometimes, so I will just let you go, and then maybe you can go somewhere else that you might stand for that a little bit more, But for me, I want to see Jamaica better. And in order to see Jamaica better, we have to just start talk the truth and the raw truth. Yes, because me saying it to you, like the truth to you, and then some people in Jamaica would feel offended, because I know that as a fact. Like we should not talk certain things. That's why you saw some people in the comment section, they are always trying to go against what I'm saying because of that sake.
You just said it. All you want is what's best for Jamaica. You just want to see Jamaica. The fans have got to ask yourself. You just told me that Jamaica never played in a World Cup.
They played in the 1998 World Cup, so they never played back since that, and they're in a conference that.
It's simple. To me, it's very simple. As a fan of Jamaica, do you want to see Jamaica playing another World Cup in your lifetime? If you do, then you get behind whatever decisions the coach makes. If he brings players from England, Germany, America, whatever country they're playing in, if he brings them play, you get behind them, because that is how you're going to see your country wave its national flag in a World Cup tournament. You ain't going to
Mhm.
do it by having an agenda and a narrative. You have to do what every other country is doing. Take full advantage of the resources available to you. And if that means that you have to go and get players from Europe that are entitled by the fact that they have Jamaican heritage, then you do it because it's what's best for Jamaica to be competing. And you're only doing what every other nation has been doing now for a number of years. Every other national team now takes full advantage. Look at the Brazil team, mate. The Brazil team, right, when they come over, when they play friendlies during international breaks and in during halfway through the season or whatever, like in March and stuff like that, or in the winter months just before we get to Christmas and New Year and stuff. The Brazilian team, because they only have a short window in that 2 weeks of the international break, in most cases they send the national team to Europe unless they've specifically arranged games or they've got competitive games in South America. They come to Europe to play friendlies because it's easier because the percentage of the Brazilian players are playing in European clubs. So they have games in European nations, friendlies, things like that, so that they're not having to have the players traveling right across the world. Now, that is something that Brazil's doing. So you ask yourself the question, if Brazil are going to that extreme to get the best out of their players, then why are Jamaican fans or the Jamaican coach or whoever it is in the Jamaican setup
Fanden,
resisting?
Fanden, Fanden, don't even say a next word. You have officially become a Jamaican personnel that wants to help Jamaica. You are saying everything that I've been doing for 2 years. How is that possible? How is that possible? You don't know nothing about Jamaica, and everything that you came here and saying. These are things that everybody that actually wants the best for Jamaica come and say, We don't even know it. Look, you don't know anything. What have what we are talking about every day? And look, you just come and say it. You point out every other nation doing it. So why? You know why? We have a incredible, terrible ego. Fanden. We believe that Mikel Antonio should come here and cry to play for Jamaica. Ivan Toney need to come here and cry to play for Jamaica. They are not. I can tell you, it's me came to Jamaica in this space on YouTube and then start do me literally. It's my attitude came on YouTube because everybody changed when I came on YouTube. I was the one make people engage to people and talk to people and communicate. Before the people don't do that, man. Our culture just don't do these things. And the ego is our biggest problem. If we think that we are going to get Ivan Toney in our team without approaching this guy and talk to him, we are delusional as F. Because I saw Mexico literally trying to pay a deal with a kid and make sure to contact the kid and contact his parents to try and convince him not to play for United States and choose Mexico. Mexico is better than Jamaica every single season. Every single season existed in football. Mexico is better than Jamaica. So why they need to go and try and convince a kid to play for Mexico? Because they want to continue be better than Jamaica. And they want to continue be the best team. But for some reason, so what this conversation goes to prove that we are our own downfall in everything of football that we did. In everything of football that we did. Every problem we have found then, it always come back down to Jamaica causing the own problem. It's not the next team beating Jamaica. It's always we stopping ourselves before we touch the field. So that is what we need to change in the future, going to be honest. We're going to give CC a chance to speak because I only want to do, I wanted to shut off now, like literally now, because I said 2.5. But CC, come on, I will try and extend the show a little bit longer. Guys, make sure to smash a like. Let me see if we pass 200 as yet, because we hit 100 very fast. Let me see, we are not even over 200. The disrespect of people cannot on this channel, see, man. Why we can't get 300 likes? Why we can't get 400 likes? And you're here. And we know what we're talking is facts. You just don't know it as yet. If you're in the feelings. But next year, you're going to learn it. Yeah, where's the big boss?
No, me I say, no, me not. Listen, Jamaican human kind of ego per se, Cause I know Jamaica alone have ego. We don't know that still. It's just an ego problem we have, but I know Jamaican alone. Isn't me? Because me see people call for
No,
them
Mo,
saying,
let we keep it in context. We're not talking about because some people are gonna feel upset if we talk about entire Jamaica. We are talking about football and what we have witnessed over this time, and that is an egotistic role. So continue, CC. We just want to make sure people can't take out of context because we know them staying on. We know who they are.
yeah, that's why I say you don't want push it out of context and say, oh, Jamaicans per se egotistical. Because I just have some people, to me though, is in the football sphere, there's ego on both sides. Ego coming from certain players and ego coming from administrative people. Administrative people have to deal with administrative things. Because I remember in a JD, remember I said the coach picked the player. The coach had initially picked the player from day one. And
Mhm.
operational, it was dropped by operational whatever not. And I'm like, that can't right because to me, the only person supposed to have the last say in dropping a player should be the coach. And that's
Mhm.
what I'm saying. And I'm thinking that unless it's a party shop coach, he might not go get the players when you want. And oh, you can remember that JD, you gave me a job, right? Yes, I signed to the job. But if I sign the job, JD, and the job requires me to have a bucket to carry the water, you give me one basket. From it, if the job not full, you can never fire me. Or you can't say me underperform because a bucket me want, and you tell me say me can't get the bucket because the bucket I get problem. So it's the same scenario. I say if you don't get if the keeper is the best keeper we have, then put it like that. And if I don't get the keeper, I may say, oh, me get six. Me I got to say based on the fact that I selected this keeper and I was not giving him, then the six love is justified.
Yes, yes, yes. That makes perfect
So,
sense. So,
so any
yeah.
player me call, if me call Bobby Reid, I not give me him. I may say, oh, but Bobby Reid fit my plan. Oh, no, if you come out now, when me I go give my report, me I say, oh, based on the fact that I never had the players that I selected at my disposal, the performance never allowed it for it because my strategy and vision going forward, formation and system,
Required.
doesn't
Required that. Yeah, yeah. In fact,
require
no,
these
that's true.
players.
That's true. That's true.
You
That's true. That's
understand?
true.
So once you is a top coach, no, but no, that's what I always say. You know, once you're a top coach, no federation can dictate who you pick or who you call. It's only when you want to look at DB coach, I want coach them feel like so them can one up on. So in this scenario, I knew in my head, I don't know, but I had a feeling that if the coach wanted the player, I'm gonna get the player because it's not like a local coach, so them can say, oh, roops, them can take out a man out their side or put a man in their side. I don't know if them do that enough, but me I tell you, local coach, a ball game kind of different. Because some man have nothing upon them resume. The coach we did have prior, him not have no resume if you say him now win JPL and him now win schoolboy football. So who am I come talk to? So we are get a coach now we qualify a team to you assisting qualify a team to Euros and qualify a team to World Cup. So this man must have more talk than certain other coach. Just like when
Mhm.
Schaefer did have talk, when because Schaefer win Africa Cup of Nation, and them look at something there. So you have a bit of pedigree by your name. But as
Yes,
I said,
yes.
JD, with the whole situation, bro. Um, the Blake situation. First of all, I think Leon Bailey, and Andre Blake have to play on the side if them in terms of on the basis of them performance. I mean, I have nothing, and I think what personal separate is that what Bailey says is kind of different in terms of what even Blake did say. Cause remember, say
Yes, I
Bailey,
know what. Yeah. Mhm.
Carly and Bailey basically I tell you say both the federation and some of the players is not good for the team. You notice the
Yes.
man said both players. The man, so when mere people are talking about so nobody now rush Leon Bailey, but
Yeah,
Leon
but
Bailey come and
Bailey
tell us
Bailey came out. No, but Bailey came out after as well and make divisive statement, even worse than Blake. Because when we remember when Parlal had that second stint coming back in, Bailey came out and talk about the big egos them left the team now.
that's no, that's
That was a statement that should have gotten more thing and even disciplinary action as well, because you don't know who will come back in the team in the future, and you don't know which coach will come in and how you can convert that player to be better. Just like how you would put back Blake in the team based on him being good. Mikel Antonio, what if it was Mikel Antonio? What if it was Ethan Pinnock he's talking? The coach not going to want to rely on Mikel Antonio or Ethan Pinnock back again, just like Blake. You understand me? So you cannot come out and make those statements. So no player should feel like he's bigger than the organization. None at all. Even if it's a Leon Bailey, none at all. Because when he said that, I was watching the people and they're not going to say nothing, because that is a big foolishness. Him come out and say, big foolishness.
never
He
say
should
that,
not
man.
even. He should not even have to talk.
I
And
know,
no,
I mean, I understand, no, JD. And when you say a player should not say that, people talk about, so wait, they want to muzzle the player. Nobody say
no,
muzzling any
you're
player.
not muzzling the
But you
player, but
should
what
not
he's
say that.
saying. Yeah, what he's saying is divisive. That is
Yeah.
extremely
If you're
divisive.
going to make a divisive statement, you know, if you make it. That's how I see it. If you're not going to make a statement where, like I say, yo, you know, we never had a good campaign. Let's regroup. Certain things need to change. Them things, if you say, you know, if you say things where you say, oh, some man, yeah, man, he go got. That is what
Yeah,
me I say.
because look here. Fanden, what would you get as a player? Yeah, Mikel Antonio and some players got dropped and I never turned up. And as I showed you, one statement happened before with the line, and they said the players were not committed when the coach and the federation mixed up and never called the player when the player was ready to come here. So that was a blatant lie. So the second time around, no one tested and proven that it's truly a commitment issue. Then then the next player came out and talked about like he's pretty much saying that some people act like they're better.
Yeah, and they represent for the zinc fence and board house them.
Yes, yes. So some people saying that they are representing for the poor people them in the country, and some people talking about some people is acting like they're better than the team, regardless of who you're talking about. That does not sound like a divisive thing to you, Ivan. Then
Yeah, because it's the devices thing, and unfortunately, that is an issue that Jamaica's going to have to deal with because of the Premier League. The Premier League are creating that by the fact that these players, when they play, the players that play for clubs within the Premier League, they're treated like royalty, mate. They're treated like kings and queens and princesses and princes. That they get everything done for them. They don't have to worry about even simple things like taking the children to school. It's done for them. They don't have to worry about going shopping. It's done for them. These Premier League clubs look after them so much. So when you get players like, I can't. I don't want to criticize any Jamaican player because I would be criticizing them unfairly in that respect. So obviously that I'll leave that for you guys to judge. But if you've got a player that's being treated like royalty playing in the Premier League and then going to the Jamaican setup, the Jamaican coach is automatically going to have a problem because them players are going to come with a bit of an attitude, just like we witnessed it recently with. You do not remember in the World Cup with Roy Keane? Roy Keane did it with his when he played a few years ago. Obviously, when he was still playing.
oh yeah. I remember that. I remember. Yeah.
Because he complained about the standard of the training facilities, this, that, and the other, because he was used to such top facilities at Man United. So when he went to play for for Ireland, the standard of the equipment and the standard of facilities and the standard of hotels was like 3 tiers lower than what he was used to at Manchester United. And he had a big ding dong with the manager and ended up getting shipped off home because of it. So unfortunately, this is a problem that is not a fault of Jamaica. It's a problem that comes through players playing in what is perceived to be the best league in the world, because these players get treated like kings and queens. They get everything done for them. So it's a bit of a reality check when they go to play for Jamaica.
But I understand but you answered it correctly and properly, because you said they cannot talk about the next side, so you only talk about them coming from a higher league and having everything. So that is perfect. We're not going to push you on that. Mr. J said, I believe it was Powell and Fisher, but I can't say I believe. I don't know who it is. Him alone in his brain cells know what it is. But the fact that you said it, you create unnecessary divide. And I always want to lead with the line of positive and quality. You know why? If we are going to blame Blake, we have to blame Leon Bailey, we have to blame Damian Lowe, we have to blame the JFF, we have to blame everyone, and we can come to a understanding. And until then, we are going to forever have problems in Jamaica football if we keep on trying to select who we want to have a problem with. We have to have a problem with anyone. If Leon Bailey is a poster, that boy, I don't care. If he's doing the same thing as Blake, he should suffer the same consequence because it should be Jamaica first and every other player after. Nothing else. Nothing else should be acceptable. And if you come here with a behavior, oh, don't say that, and you can't say that. He had made the statement. But you guys avoided that because he's a prince for you. No, it is a part of Jamaica's problem just the same. It's Jamaica first, and any you want to come here and pick up for Leon Bailey, that means you're a part of the problem just the same. So if Andre Blake is a problem, if you want to beat Andre Blake for his statement and he should go away, Leon Bailey should go away just the same. You can have an ex-kid come up, you can have Whisper come up and take Leon Bailey's place. That's all you have to be serious when you want success. When you want to, because remember, success does not mean just the winning the games. It means a next better batch of players coming up with better attitude. And better attitude means you also have better attitude as well. So you're bringing up better human beings completely. I'm not saying Leon Bailey and Andre Blake them are not good human beings, but I'm saying that is what you're putting in younger kids' mind to be even better. So you're going to produce better people naturally in the country, and our country starves of better people. We need those people more. So these are the opportunity that we need to take to stamp our authority. And don't let none of them come here and make some statement to try belittle what the Jamaica team is. And Jamaica should be out of many one people, not out of you and what you said. You understand me? Yes, sorry about that. CC, finish your point. Let me just stop it here. We're going to make it finish a final point, and then Fanden finish his final point, and then we're out of here for today, because sometimes these Jamaican videos get me stressed out more than anything else. I can't bother because I have all the information in my head, and because I build video based on what I've learned already. I don't forget anything. So every time I'm speaking from a part of the information that I had from before.
I always just not like certain things because some people revision is history, because there's a lot of things that I said, and there's a lot of things that I have said that have come to light in terms of in another way. It has transpired and come out in certain actions. You understand, JD? There's a lot of things you me end up seeing and say, oh, things that I've said before that in terms of what will happen and how the fans. Remember, I had said one time, say, the fans wanted to see Barcelona type football. And then everybody across and I said, no, that is not what we want to see. And then they realized that that is actually what they want to see. But they have to understand, say, that is not the players them we have at our disposal at this point in time. Every little thing happen for a reason. But to me, the new coaching staff come in and stuff. There's other little factors in Jamaican football. The only thing we don't want Jamaican football become like all African football, them in a level where the administration wise it's just bad. You understand the message? JD is just not, some of them country it's horrible. But at the end of the day, we are in a country where the problem I have, some persons in the JFF think them a big boss and them bigger than, I think some of them think that they are bigger than the whole country itself.
Well, they are going to get dealt with as well too.
Me have a problem with that. You're not bigger than the country.
True.
You see me? You're not bigger than the country. And I said it. I think some man just feel like them have this. I feel like the president is probably one of the humblest person. If he might not be a good president to some people, but him not look like an overly egotistical type of guy. And you have other characters in there who are overly egotistical, like them say, oh, it's for life this. Like them in a one position for life. So for the next 10 years, JD, when me get kids and grandkids, it's still you are run this shop. God rest her soul, the Queen of England passed away and her son turned king. So at some point in time, you have to leave it to the next generation. No matter what you want to do or what you're not doing. At some point in time, you have to go away and leave it. What do you want to leave? You want to scrape everything, go down in the grave with you? or do you want to leave a legacy and say, all right, I help contributed to this? When you have a story with your grandkids, them, you know, say, yo, I did help. I was part of the administration when Jamaica qualified for 2026. I was part of the administration that saw us qualify for back-to-back. Them things they want to say, you don't want left on script. Yo, and me a part of it was just to mash up everything. Because of that, a legacy they are left now. You are part of the legacy. We mash up everything. You understand the message, JD? And I think new coach and all and everything come in. And if they go forward, the next qualifying window, there's a possibility, a 7th spot. And the next possibility is that Mexico, US, and Canada are going to host the World Cup. So automatically they might be in there. You see me? And at the end of the day, we are going to have an opportunity to go. And then after that, and I think after that World Cup, that World Cup probably be 48 teams if I'm not wrong. So the World Cup is going to be expanded on a level to give even more teams the ability to participate in this quadrennial event. So it's like we are going to get an opportunity now, more so in the future than now, to be a part of the World Cup. So for me, if all of the egos aside, allow younger persons, allow different persons, allow diversity to take place within the organization, allow diversity to come in the team, meaning that local players who are developed locally, players who are developed overseas. Because a man no migrate. Me tell you say no, the whole migration thing, JD, I don't want to divert from the topic. But
No, I said you should finish up your point, but you look like
But what I say is, this whole migration thing is causing a big argument within even the country at this present moment in time. Because persons who have migrated are people out here call them traitors. People in high places have stated that they are traitors. But you are not a traitor when you are sending back your money through the Western Union. You understand? Them people don't love them belly, you know. And I'm going to talk some of them. Because some people out here work hard for them dollars every day. Because me just come from work. Every someone I work for them money and everything. And them have people overseas who might send them money.
Yeah, but remittance is the second highest.
I send them money to them pitney overseas said way. But the fact that the matter you got to tell a man say, when he migrate for a better, is like him a traitor. So JD, if me come from Westmoreland and me come to Kingston for work, me a traitor to Westmoreland. Why me have left Westmoreland come to Kingston for a job? Why could I not stay in Westmoreland?
Only when a plane has been involved. Yes, because it's a foreign and people perceived a foreign as being better automatic. And remember, we are a competitive culture. So because the competition is not existing anymore, you're gonna start with it. But the competition still exists. It's just because you don't know.
Yeah,
so we're kind of, as I said, I think this conversation
you know what I can say? There, you know what I can say? Me happy when somebody migrate. You know why? For example, if I am a doctor, I don't really want to say that some things, but me I say if I'm in a job, if I'm in medical school, and a doctor migrate, you know what that tell me say? There's a doctor position open up for me when I come out of that medical school. So
yes,
at the end of the day,
the
wheels keep turning. You know
yes,
what the problem is, JD? You know what the biggest problem is, and this is finishing my point. The problem is we keep our cards close to our chest for them. We don't want to impart knowledge to the next generation, and we don't want to leave anything with anybody else. Me don't want to teach JD, don't want to teach me don't want to teach JD. So JD coming to the work, I am not imparting any knowledge on JD. I'm scrape everything and go on one side. But if you impart the knowledge, teach the other generation, and the thing keep on turning. Life is a cycle, the keep on churning out. Persons migrate and them go overseas. It is better for the economy because the country cannot feed everybody. There's not enough money in the country to feed everybody upon one island. So people go different places, go acclimatize and feed them family, get money, build a house back here, send back money coming in the system. Get them kids, and guess what now? Me now got England, I'm gonna get kids in England. I get access to better facilities to train my youth. Them end up playing football, and me want them come play for Jamaica. I didn't want them play for England. At Jamaica, I want them play for. But guess what? Me I use the England system because me I use the facilities that they have daily and the resources. so my kids can be better at the sport and come help the country. And when we get more money
Yeah.
right now, we upgrade our facilities to a world level. And that is precisely the point.
Yep. All right. So we'll finish right there with what CC said. Funding. I don't know if you have a quicker final point because it's already 1:30 for me. Yes,
No,
but thanks.
you made a great
Thanks.
point, and
Yes.
just big thanks to you guys for having me on, JD, and being part of the panel. Thanks a lot.
Yes, man. No, no, you definitely help. And every time you come here, I do appreciate it because you give a different insight. At least a more believable one because I'm black. They don't believe me, and I'm not born in England, and they
I,
don't believe me. And you are different. You are both of the two, so it's good for you. You can give from your perspective as well because at the end of the day, we are trying to just help. Period. We're
I,
just trying to help.
I just love football, mate, and whenever I look at any kind of football, whether it's Jamaican football, English football, European football, whatever football it is, international club football, in this country, it's just evolved. So it's just gone to ridiculous lengths of professionalism. So when I hear you guys getting frustrated with the lack of professionalism, obviously I don't understand why Jamaica is resisting that when I see over in this country, in England, it, you guys know you watch all the English games, you seen it's getting crazy that the level that they're expecting of
Yes.
professionalism.
Yes. Yes, so that only proves that Jamaica is going further behind because the more professional other teams get, is just for that's all better they are going to get than Jamaica, and we are going to keep on denying it, and our ego will keep on taking us on the next side. But I guess this coach came in now, and let's see if he can produce some good things. So, guys, Brian Burke, yes, it looks like the man is definitely TikTok because he has everything to say, and he cannot say when someone is correct. So TT, thanks for passing through. Fanden, yet again, thanks for passing through. Guys, definitely go and subscribe to Football Fanden. I will put the link in the video in the description or under the title something, and you can definitely go there and check out his channel and definitely support him. All right, because Fanden do cover football for a good while now, so definitely give him the support. So guys, see you in the next one. Remember, tomorrow we have our normal content, no crack. So definitely come and support that. That is a very much entertaining show. So what we have never covered yet, we will be chopping up tomorrow. And I always remember everyone has a different way or they do things. And when you come here, I just do things different. So at least you have an option. If you don't like it, no problem. You can go elsewhere. But at least I do bring another option, and I've studied hard just to try and bring that conversation to you. So thanks very much, everyone that came and made it a great show. Please smash the like button on your way out. Subscribe on your way out. We still need 200 likes to reach 200 subscription to reach 2,000. If you can do that for us, that would be grateful. So peace out, guys, and see you in the next one.